What a lovely day to feel like shit. What's something that you've just absolutely figured out, like this is no buts, not budging, like this is something that I need for myself? Like what's that thing that you learnt that you're going to keep with you moving forward now that you didn't necessarily have before, if that makes sense? You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah. What I didn't have in my relationship was I didn't keep my independency.
yeah, that's
So
massive.
I would like cater to her all the
Yeah.
time. Well, not all the time, but for example, let's say when I wanted to like new clothes and shit, I wouldn't go out. Like I would go shopping with her, but I would like shop for her and not for what I liked.
True.
And I just lost that whole thing.
Yeah.
And it was like when I like I only realized this like a couple months ago, and I was like, shit, I really wasn't being myself. I wasn't like,
Dude, that's a really scary thing to admit to yourself. Like when you fucking realize, oh my god, I was living on autopilot for so long.
yeah,
Like
that's
I
what
just
it kind
wasn't.
of felt like.
Yeah, I had the same thing for sure, man.
And
Like,
like just gaining all my what is it, self-esteem was from like how she'd react.
Yeah.
Kinda. I don't
almost like how your self-esteem was by how she perceived you in a way, like what she
Yeah.
thought of you.
Because she would always tell me how amazing I am.
Yeah, true.
And like,
true.
alright, she knows it all. Like, whatever she says, that's
Yeah,
right.
that's enough. That's enough. Yeah, I did the same thing for sure. Like you just, I don't know. I think, and this is another thing in itself.
She's
But
just so like close. Like you kind of become one. I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know if you felt that.
I definitely did. I definitely did feel that. You know, and I've given this a little bit of thought too. I think it's because like, you know, as men we grow up with not a lot of that sort of affection. So when we get it, it's really important, and you know, you hold on to it really tight. And I think to keep feeling that feeling, like when they would tell you that you're enough or whatever, that was a lot for me, and I enjoyed that. And I would like do everything to like try and facilitate that. So I would like live for her validation, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that just fucking sends you on this incredibly fast downhill spiral into this weird, like I turned into this weird blob of a human. Like I just wasn't myself, and
Yeah.
dude, like I could feel myself slipping even further, and I just was like, oh, but I got her, it's fine, I'll be okay. Like shit, she'll be there, that's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
And then like when we broke up, I was like, she's not there, and I'm alone now. Like, oh, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And that was fucking scary. And then like
when I was feeling that, I was like, alright, don't quit.
yeah, dude.
Like, stand up. Like, don't.
Wow, that's
don't
crazy.
Don't get into that, because like that can be very scary. Like, even though I haven't really experienced it, well, I have, but like I kind of like felt like it's pretty obvious that you could really dig yourself into that.
Oh yeah, man. Like I remember,
You get really bad.
I was like, there's two options here, man. Like I can either just fucking get mega depressed and just fucking absolutely fly off the handle, or I can just do what I know is gonna make me feel better. And
Yeah.
I said, you know what? Fuck it. Like I was like, I got no mates left. I got no fucking nothing left. I'm alone.
Fucking money.
No money. I'm fucking broke as fuck. And then I was like, that's it. I'm gonna change this. And then slowly, like I'm pretty lucky that most people that I've made friends with over the years, they're pretty good people, so they were really understanding about it. And then, you know, it was climbing up that ladder. You know, I felt really good at, like, to go back on that journey to find myself. You know, it sounds really fucking la-di-da, like you fucking find yourself, but you kind of do.
Like all that shit about like breakups, like depression, like it's all real. Like even just because like we all experience it. Like, you know, like all this hippy dippy shit, like it's not really hippy dippy.
No, because it's legit.
It's actually
like it's
real.
actually, yeah. I know. Like you feel like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, but
like,
I get what you mean. Like, you feel like it's a cliche, like,
Yeah.
because everyone says it, but like, we all fucking experience it. Like, you can't go calling everything a cliche. It's
Yeah,
like,
because
it's like,
it's true. Yeah,
it's real.
it's real. Yeah, that's something that was on my mind heavy. I was like, why didn't I listen like or hear this before? Like, I've heard all of this shit before, but now that once you, I think, experience it, it's not until like you put the shoes on where you're like, oh fuck, okay, this is, I understand this now. I feel this. That was something too that I was shocked because I wasn't prepared for myself to have that realization of like, oh god, everyone was right all the time about everything like this. Like, this is like the cliches came true. Like, you were fucking sad and then you're like, I'm gonna fucking work out, I'm gonna go to the gym. That shit happens, bro. Yeah, but I think,
Like us having breakups make bodybuilders.
yeah, dude, literally, like, because I went to the gym a few times with Blake. You remember Blake Hall? Like the
Yeah, like,
yeah, I went to the gym with him a few times, and like all of his like boys that he knows at the gym, they're all like they've been doing it for years, and I was like, oh, they're just like blokes that have gotten their hearts broken so bad that they're just like they
many
never
times.
left, and like that's most people in the gym. I think like everyone's in the gym for, okay, I think everyone's there to like work on themselves, but there's a catalyst for that, I think, for most people, and I think that's the biggest one. I think 90% of people that go to the gym have started because someone shit all over
but it's
them.
awesome because like, it's like doing the opposite of being depressed.
Yeah, it is, hey.
It's like, you know, you're trying to fix
You're
yourself.
doing something. And I think doing something is always better than nothing. That's a cliche in itself, but it's true because when you do nothing, you feel awful about yourself.
Yeah.
And,
You just think way too much.
oh, way too
That's
much.
another thing, like thinking too much.
Yeah, what was that
That's
like
a
for
big
you?
one.
I got massively in my head too. Like, you go through and pick through everything, man. Like, because I was talking to this girl every fucking day, and then just, so I all of a sudden had a bunch of free time to myself. So I was like picking through the memories. Like, I'd find myself at work, and I would just have like a random thought or a memory of something.
Honestly, I still like do it though. Like,
Yeah, me
it's
too.
like, it actually makes me smile, and I feel like it's a
That's cool.
nice
That's
thing
cool.
because I'm like,
That's cool.
oh, I remember the nice parts.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it also, like, obviously makes me sad sometimes, but I'm still glad I have those memories. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so happy that I experienced that whole thing.
Yeah,
I
me
would-
too. Me too.
I don't know, like, I was going to say I wouldn't trade for anything, but, like, there'd be a couple things I'd trade for.
Oh yeah.
But,
Oh yeah.
like, it was an amazing experience.
Yeah,
overall.
that's how I'm like, because at the beginning I was pretty sad and like didn't want to think about it, but like I'm slowly getting to that point where I'm looking back and going, oh no, this was actually pretty good, and
Yeah.
for the most part it was good, and I'm glad that I had that experience for sure, because I think if it wasn't for that, man, I don't think I would be here right now doing what I'm doing. So
Cool.
you know what I mean? Like, if it wasn't for that experience, in a way, she kind of helped me come out of another place in my life that I was a little bit stuck and lost in. She kind of put me on a path, and then, I don't know, this time I feel like I'm letting myself drive for the first time in a really long time. And that's a part of the reason why I'm really happy with who I am as a person, because I'm actually just doing stuff for me for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
And
it feels
that's,
great.
yeah, it feels awesome, man. Like,
I went shopping for the first time, or not first time. I went shopping like recently, and I like started buying the shit I liked, and it felt great.
yeah, it does. It feels good. Like, I went and bought a fucking video game for the first time in so
That
long.
felt good.
And I was sitting there, I was opening the DVD, and I was like, oh fuck, this is so sick. I was like, what the fuck? Where, like, the magic had come back, and that's when I was like, holy fuck, the magic was missing for so long. What the hell? It's cool to, like, I don't know, it feels like a little, like, there's some time, I'm excited about shit again. Like,
Yeah.
shit, like, little shit excites me again, and man, I love that. That was like a huge part of my personality, where
Yeah.
I was just happy all the time about
Yeah,
shit.
that reminded me of like a recent feeling I've been having, but like sometimes just throughout the day I'd be like, holy fuck, I'm kind of excited for life. And
Yeah,
I wouldn't say that like
yeah,
in that relationship.
That's
'cause
weird,
I
hey?
felt like I was like subconsciously I would be like, oh, this is my life now.
yeah, literally.
this is
Oh
it.
my god, you're like, oh fuck, this is it for me now.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, oh my god.
Like, yeah.
Nah, man, like, I don't understand, like, and that's kind of like what scares me the most about love moving forward too, is like how do you stop that from happening to yourself again? Like it's, you know, like that's like, man, I lost myself so big, so hard. Like, how do you stop
I'm worried
that?
about that actually.
I think that's the biggest thing that I'm like moving forward. I think that's going to really hold me back from committing to someone for a long time because I don't want to do that again. You know?
Yeah, I want like a family and shit, but how is that possible?
How? I don't even know. But that's a fucking fantastic question. Is it possible?
Is a good long relationship possible?
You know, I think about like the future and what it looks like for relationships and stuff. I don't know how.
Because you see, like most parents and shit, I feel like most of them aren't very happy.
No, absolutely not.
My parents have been together for like they've been together for like 5 years, and you can already like sense the nagging and shit.
Dude, my parents have been together for almost 30 years, man. Like, they are not happy together. Yeah. Like, it's abundantly clear. I mean, they love each other, obviously, but like, there's moments where it's like, oh, wow,
I'd rather be alone.
Yeah, and it's like...
Not alone, but experiencing something else.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you want to have a family, you want to do this and have kids, but then you have to, like, just live like that, and it's like, I don't know if I could do that. Like, don't get me wrong, I think I have the ability to love my partner unconditionally, you know what I mean? But, like, it's that slipping of yourself, like, once that starts happening, then you start to form, like, a little bit of resentment to your partner, if that makes sense. Do you know what I'm saying? Like similar to what we're just talking about, like, when you're in a relationship and you start to live for that other person, and then, you know, you lose that little sense of yourself, then you form, like, a little bit of resentment towards them, or whatever, like, that happening after a couple of years. Like, how do you stop something like that from happening? What's the key? Like, how do you keep it like, how do you keep the wheels going? Like, how do people fucking do it? Like, you talk to people that have been married for years and they're happy as fuck. Like, what do they do? Like, what's the secret? How do they figure that out? Because moving forward, that fucking scares the shit out of me. Like, we're getting a little bit older now. Like, relationships are gonna, like, become fewer and fewer because people are gonna want to get married soon, have kids, start a family and shit. Like,
maybe the key is being more independent in the relationship.
Interesting.
And like just accepting the fact that everyone has good and bad qualities, and you got to love them both. But it's got to be a balance, like, you know.
Yeah.
It's got to be
balance is important, I reckon.
Bad and good qualities that you can take on. It's just someone you connect with. You just, like, you know, you like feel something, not just like, I'm just gonna go with this person just cause.
Can I ask you a follow-up question to what you just said? Do you think that it's getting harder to find people that you connect with as you get older?
100%.
Yeah. Why do you think that is, though? Like, what is it about it?
It might be me. Like, I noticed that personally, like, I've picked up on it, but I'm like, I've been being pretty suspicious, like, for a bit of time. Like,
explain suspicious. Explain.
Thinking that people are, like, being inherently malicious.
Right. Okay.
Like,
interesting.
And I think it's like a defense mechanism to, like, just distance myself from people so they, like, don't hurt me.
Yeah. Interesting.
But I'm trying to, like, flip the switch, and I kind of made progress on it. Like, I'll just give people the benefit of the doubt now, and I'll just be like, oh, why would you like be trying to be malicious right now? Like, it's like, if I was in your shoes, I wouldn't really care.
Yeah, interesting. That's interesting that you said that it's like a defense mechanism for you. Is it because also, like, everything that you went through, this is how you're kind of still, like, working through it moving forward, like, when it comes to finding someone else?
I don't think it's to do with, like, the relationship stuff. I think it's just, like, how I've grown up and stuff. Just, like, experiences I've had with everyone.
Yeah, so it's more of, like, just a general just attitude, like, towards people. Yeah, okay, interesting.
But, like, I'm happy that I, like, just, like, I was watching a video, and it's like how to live a miserable life, and it's just like one of the points it brought up was, like, be suspicious of everyone.
Yeah.
And it's like, shit, I've kind of been doing that.
Yeah, thinking everyone's like a piece of shit, and then just acting
Not like a
accordingly.
piece of shit, but like they're trying to be nasty to me. Like anything they say.
You fucking bastard! I hate you, cunt. Fuck you. No, I know what you mean. That's I can't say that I've had that experience, but that's really interesting to hear that.
Yeah.
That's something. That's crazy because that would be hard. Like having to unlearn something like that. What's that process like for you? How do you unlearn something like that? It's got to start with yourself, obviously. But like,
Yeah.
what's it been like?
For me, it's just been like noticing when it happens, and then just being like, "Ah, fuck it, I'm gonna let this go." I don't know, like I don't really have it's just kind of like that.
Yeah, dude, that brings me to like something else that I want to talk about as well. Like just in general in life, I didn't realize how ill-equipped I was to deal with a lot of shit because I wasn't really given the right tools as a kid to process my environment correctly, especially when it comes to like emotional situations. Like, I can't speak for yourself, but my family was very old school in the way that we talked about our feelings and stuff like that. So, and I found now that because the world's changed a lot, right? Like now
Now
if
we're
you
talking about all our feelings.
yeah, now you talk about
It's
it all the
crazy
time,
to
and if
see.
you can't talk about it, you get bullied, not the other
Yeah,
way around.
yeah.
So
If you can't be vulnerable, that's when you're in trouble.
yeah, literally, and it's like, well, fuck, like no one taught me how to do this. You guys are
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? How do? And like learning that shit now is hard because like learning how to, like you said, learning how to be vulnerable, it's pretty fucking hard. Like if you have to
Yeah.
do that yourself, like most of the shit that, you know, the stuff that happens to me, the situations that I'm put in, the way I react, that's just me from learning from myself mostly. Like I wasn't really shown how to.
I get exactly.
You know what I'm
what
saying? Like yeah, like it's.
I had the same experience growing up.
Yeah, like it's hard now because I want to be a better person, and you want to like, but there's this added element of difficulty now because you have to learn it from scratch. I think like. For me personally, I've definitely had a lot of unlearning and learning that I had to do. So it'd be
Have you been taking any like baby steps in that? Like,
yeah,
process?
yeah. It's something that I do. I try to approach every situation like I'm about to learn something. Like every conversation, every experience, every task I do, I'm like, okay, I know what I'm doing, obviously, like I know how to talk and I know how to work or whatever, but I'm going to go into this situation like I don't know, and I'm going to really try and listen and hear what's going on around me so that way I can like pull in. I try to do that as much as I can, and man, I get blown away sometimes, like even just listening to the way people talk to me sometimes, like you can hear the tonal shift in their voice, and then you associate that with like emotions. It's like, oh, why did he say that to me like that? And then you go, oh, maybe he's going through like that. And then it changes how I interact in that situation.
Yeah.
And that's been something that's been, well, okay, this is, I think, important to put a little bit of emphasis on because then it kind of helps with everything else, like how you deal with stuff, I think. Like
It's really
being
cool.
able to understand your environment to that level, I think helps elevate you and your understanding and then your actions, obviously, after that. Because when you have a deeper understanding of, you know, a situation or a person and where they're coming from when they're talking to you, you can totally act better, if that makes sense. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's also really cool when you can like learn like those things from just the way other people speak to like other people just by listening.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's a big one. Sometimes, like, when I meet new people, I'll just take a little bit of a step back and I'll just watch everybody for a bit and I'll just like see how they interact, and then I don't like tailor myself to them, but like I'll then like change my approach towards different people, and I've noticed that that's, you know, without like, it's like an unspoken thing. People kind of understand what's happening and then they like open up to you a little bit differently. Like I think when you can read, like we were talking about last night, when you can read someone, like you just give them the thing, and then it just makes it a little bit easier to like move through the world with that person. And I think
with
that's
that whole like mind reading shit.
the mind reading. Here we go, the mind reading segment. The mind reading segment.
Like I think it's real, but like at the same time, I don't think we can always.
No.
Yeah,
no.
like I don't think
Sometimes you
it's-
just have
yeah,
no
sometimes
fucking
you
clue.
have no clue.
You have no clue.
Which is,
Sure.
very comforting because you don't want cunts reading your mind.
Dude, that was another thing that I was talking to this girl that I met on Tinder, and she was like, I don't even know who you are, but knowing that you don't know what's going on, like just in life, that makes me really comfortable and makes me go, oh, okay, like everything's okay. And then it clicked. I was like, oh yeah, no one really knows what's going on, and that's fucking fine. That's cool as fuck, and it's made me feel so much better about just existing for a while. Like everyone's just having a go, doing it as best as they can. Sometimes shit happens and it's shit, but like for the most part, everyone's in the sort of same boat.
Same level.
Yeah, and that's
but like it's like it's also like another thing that like how to lead a miserable life. I think we're saying is like thinking you're different to everyone.
Wow,
that was a big one.
Wow,
like thinking you're special.
When you
like you only have those, you're the only one with those thoughts and stuff.
Yeah,
that's like a dangerous one.
That is, I suffer from that big time. Yeah. That's a hard one to like.
And it's hard. Like we all have. Like I definitely have that. Like where I think I'm like, oh, I'm just different. Like,
yeah, I'm just different.
No one knows.
No one gets me. No one understands.
I'm special. Like, you know.
Yeah, no, and I think about it too. Sometimes I'm like, where did that come from? Where did that come from for me? How did I get to that point where I've, oh, woe is me, like, how did it get to that point where...
It's like trying to give yourself some worth.
Yeah, fuck. I think it is, hey, like, making you feel like you're worth a little bit more. Like, when you're feeling, like, worthless, like, that's a quick, like, boost of self-worth. Just fucking...
Quick fix.
Yeah, it's a quick fix. What's... Actually, that's really interesting. Something that I want to ask you about, too. Where are you at with your self-worth? Like, how do you see yourself, and what do you do to make yourself feel worthy and stuff like that? What happens when you have one of those days where you're like, fuck, I'm just a bit down today. I feel like shit. Like, what's it like for you to build yourself back up? What do you have to do to like remind yourself?
Most days, I look in the mirror and tell myself how smart, beautiful, and strong I am.
Fuck, man, the affirmations,
and
that's good.
It literally works wonders.
Yeah, man.
Like,
Dude.
It's helped me so much. Like, I feel like, I don't know, I used to think that, oh, it's not good to, like, be up yourself, but I'm not being up myself. I'm not thinking that I'm better than anyone. I'm just telling myself what I am.
Yeah.
And that doesn't, like, put me above or below anyone. It's just like, that's me, and that's actually all of us. We all have worth.
Yeah.
And that's really cool.
No, that is really cool. Like, me and Trav were talking about this. We went off the deep end, man. Like, just talking to yourself in that positive way, it fucking changes your life, man. Like, after I broke up with my ex, every day I was like, you got this, man. Life is good. Like, everything's fine. Like, and now, like, when I'm in a situation where I'm upset or happy, I don't feel sorry for myself right away. It's usually like, oh man, like, life is good, remember? Like, because I've been saying it enough now that, like, I've kind of changed the way my brain reacts, if that makes sense. Like, instead of reaching for the sadness, I kind of go for, like, the happiness again, if that makes sense, when I'm feeling a type of way. And it was hard to get to that point, but
I think it's also important to, like, sink into the sadness sometimes.
Oh, totally.
Just, like,
totally.
Not think that life is like a fucking, like, just only great.
No, because it's not.
It's actually not.
No, it's not at all.
But, like, if it's always good, then, like, if there's never a bad time,
yeah.
How's there a good time?
Yeah, you can enjoy the good times. No, that's so true as well. I don't know, like, but lately...
That's why I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. But lately, I feel like the sadness it's not been enough for me to have to sink into it yet, if that makes sense. Like, there's nothing really that's making me super sad for me to go, okay, I need to go through this, like, I'm curious when that does come up, how I'm going to react now, because I haven't really had a chance to do that with my new mindset, if you will. Like, so I'm excited to, not excited, but like, I want to be able to say that I've learned enough about myself now to be able to navigate that situation differently, and I want to see what that looks like for myself. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Like with a relationship?
Not necessarily with a relationship, just like in life in general. Like, when when shit gets hard,
Yeah.
you get down kind of thing. Like,
How you
be
deal with it all.
interesting to see how I'm gonna deal with it this time. Like,
Mm.
because last time I was very all over the place and I was just trying to figure it out. Now I think I've got some new skills that I've learned, a lot of self-confidence in the fact that I think I'll be okay for the most part. So it'd be interesting to see what life throws at me and how I'm gonna be able to deal with it after all of this growth and self-development, you know. But yeah,
It's so cool to see how much everyone we know has grown.
oh my
Like, you
god,
just see
wow.
it and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, dude.
You were so different when
it's
I last saw you.
Crazy. It's really crazy. Like, did you go to the reunion?
No, I didn't.
No, dude.
I really wanted to.
When we showed up, I was fucking floored by some of the people there. I was
Yeah.
like, whoa, holy fuck, dude. Like,
Yeah.
look at you, man. Like, this is crazy to see you have come so far.
That's
I didn't
awesome.
realize how much 5 years makes a difference. But, like, when you don't see someone for that amount of years,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
all at once and you notice everything.
Yeah.
Like, with us, I think it's a little bit different because we see each other a little bit more often. So the changes are ongoing, if that
Minimal.
makes sense. Yeah. So you don't see like the big change because you're there throughout the entire process.
100%.
And yeah, it was cool to see some people that I haven't seen literally in 5 years and just, well, like, oh fuck, we did this. And like I had this moment, I was sitting with Lewis and we're sitting and just like looking at everyone there and I was like, we were like, fuck man, like we did it. Like we made it. Like
Yeah.
we actually did that. And I was like, holy fuck man, we actually made it. Like look at all of these motherfucking beautiful men sitting here right here today. Like we fucking did that shit. Like we went through that weird fucking high school phase or whatever, braved the first years of life,
high
and we're
school
here.
phase was the best at the end.
Yeah,
That
I
was
think
the
towards the
best.
tail end, I started to enjoy myself a little bit more. Like
Yeah.
throughout
I mean, like at the end, like, you know, like transition from high school to
school,
uni,
yeah, I think that
or,
was,
like, high school to whatever.
dude, because you know what happens? Like, I think that mask that you have on throughout school kind of sheds a little bit. Like, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but like, for me, I was a little bit more reserved, not as outgoing as I usually was. Because I think when I was at school, I was a little bit more. I was just trying to like not be
Yeah.
the one that stood out or anything. I was just
Background.
just trying to exist. But then like when I left school, I had a chance to like fucking let my
Open up.
wings fly, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. And that was a pretty pivotal moment in my life because like I finally let go of a lot of that nonsense that gets attached when you're going through school, like, you know, the comparing to other people, the not feeling like as good as other people. Like I kind of let some of that stuff go, and I
Yeah.
feel like that was a massive change that I think a lot of us went through.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to hear what other people, like what their experience was like throughout that, because I genuinely had a pretty alright time like coming out of school, but I know some people were
Yeah.
pretty rough like
And, like,
afterwards.
That's the thing, like, I noticed that, like, I wasn't being happy enough for other people, like, recently. But then, you know, it's like, everyone's going through so much shit, like, that
Yeah.
you don't know of.
Yeah.
Like, even if you, like, comparing yourself to them and you think, oh, I wish I was like them, be happy that they have those things, because they're probably going through some, like, disgusting stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know, it's like, if you're happy for them and they're good people, they'll be happy for you when you need it.
Yeah. That's really important. Yeah.
It's like, you got to kill that shit with the whole, like, being jealous. and
Yeah, I was
stuff.
gonna say you gotta cut the jealousy off, I think.
Yeah, it's like, it's really bad, and like, it's just, yeah, it's
Well,
alienating.
yeah, it is definitely. That's a really good way of putting it. I was gonna say, what happens to you when someone says to you, they're like, "Oh fuck, man, I'm really proud of you. Like you've done good or whatever." That little bit of like,
Yeah,
that's so important.
that
That's
little bit goes such a long
such
way.
a long way, and like, we're such dickheads when we don't give it
Don't
to
you
everybody.
like also remember? You remember like most compliments you get? Would you say?
Yeah, mostly like
Yeah.
the ones like some lady said that I look really handsome, and like this was an old lady at the coffee shop where I was working, and she was like, "You're a very handsome young man," and I was like, "It's 8 a.m. in the morning. That's fucking. I'm on cloud nine. Like that was fantastic. Like,
How good is that?
dude, I was talking to her about it last night. Like when I met her the first time, like 2 weekends ago, she said I looked like Mac Miller, and it fucking floored me. I was like, that's the nicest thing someone's ever said to me. It's wrong, but it's nice. Like, and I was thinking about it. I was like, that's made me really happy. Like, what the fuck? Like, and it was just like 4 words. That's fucking crazy. Hey, there's like, if you hit someone at the right time, you can say literally anything, and they can latch onto it, and it can change their entire fucking mood. Like, for the rest of the night, I was so happy. Like, after that, crazy how shit like that. You know, it's that little thing. It made such a difference.
It's a problem that we have, like trying to climb over each other.
Yeah, totally.
It's like, we're not being one.
No, we're not. We're not moving through the world as a fucking unit, man.
Yeah.
I think, like, that's something that I'm definitely trying to make more of a conscious effort to improve. Like you said, like, just being happy for people, like, and something that's helped me realize that is, like you said, like, we are going through shit. Like, everyone's going through shit. So,
going through something.
like, the fact that we're here right now, going through everything we're going through, and just still here making the effort, that deserves to be congratulated.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, you came. Fucking hell, that's sick. That's awesome. Love that.
Even if you don't have any problems, but the fact that we are probably all not gonna exist one day. We're going to. Like,
oh shit! Transition to the next segment. Fuck.
Fail in that way.
Yeah.
It's like a good enough reason to still be happy for that person.
Yeah, I like that. I think the mindset too, changing your mindset, like that's, I mean, people might call that a grim mindset, but like, we are not going to be here one day. And coming to terms with that, the sooner people realize that, I think the better their lives are.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about you, but when you have that, like, when you shed that responsibility of living and you just exist knowing that it's going to come to an end one day, I think you move through the world very differently.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
100%.
Because like sometimes you see people and they're very like, you can see that they're just like fucking, they're stiff and they're just going through, like they're just powering through, and they're not comfortable in their environment.
In the moment.
Yeah, not living in the moment. You fucking motherfuckers, live in the moment. But yeah, no, it's cool to see people that have like come to terms with that I didn't think would be that way, and like it gives me hope. Like, holy fuck, if that guy's like live, laugh, loving, there's a chance for me. You know what I mean? Like, you can do that. And I think the quicker we all get to that realization of like, we're just gonna fucking die, let's just keep going, the happier I think we'll be. I mean, it's not gonna happen overnight, but like, I think people should work on that for themselves, like coming to the realization it doesn't matter. Nothing matters, man. Like, who gives a fuck? Like,
it matters, but like it doesn't.
At the same time, yeah, it's a double-edged sword. Like, okay, or maybe don't be a cunt all the time, but like, at the end of the day, do whatever you want. You know, it's gonna be fine. But yeah, it's a weird one. Like, where are you at with the whole just dying one day? Does that scare you? Are you scared of everything coming to an end?
I think I'm more scared of being frail. Like,
frail and old,
moving, man. Like, I'm not
I like being able to walk upstairs.
Yes, I like being able to do my thing, you know.
Yeah, true.
And like,
that would suck, man. That would suck.
I don't want to be in pain, and I'm just gonna happen. I'm gonna be in so much pain.
Fuck that, dude. I have no idea what it's like. I look at my parents. Like, in the last 5 years, my mum and dad, they've gotten a little bit older, and like, you can tell, like,
they're a bit sore.
and it's like, wow, that looks like shit. I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
fuck that.
Fuck. It's like, I'm not invincible.
No, yeah, it's like, oh fuck, I'm gonna die. But also, like, the mental aspect of getting older too, because your body is changing in a way that you don't really want it to, and it's hard to understand. Like my nonna is a good example. Like, she wants to do everything that she used to do, like go gardening and fucking go outside, but she can barely move, and like, and it's hard for her to come to terms with that. Like, that realization of like, oh my god, that must be the most, that feeling of like, oh, I'm gonna die soon. Like, because she tells me sometimes that she's like, I'm scared to die. Like, I'm scared to die, and I don't know what to say. It's like, what the fuck? Like, I'm also terrified. Like, and knowing that you're getting closer than other people, fuck, man, that must be something else entirely. Like, that I think scares me. Getting to that point where you feel like that's what scares me about dying.
Yeah. 100%. I just don't think I'm thinking about it too much right now. Like, I know I'm gonna die, and like, Right now, I'm like,
yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill you. You're
no,
dead.
actually, I'm gonna live through. Yeah, and like, yeah, just right now, I don't think I really care
No,
about that
I
thing.
think, yeah, it's not something that I think about often. I mean, I think about it in these sort of settings, you know what I mean? Like when you just talk about it, like, but it's not something that I'm thinking about every day.
Important to remind yourself that, like you said.
Yeah, dude, I was gonna say, do you sometimes get that feeling like you'll think about, like, holy fuck, what happens after you die? And it's like this fucking throughout your body. Do you get that sometimes?
I don't really, I don't go deep into that because I don't like, I'm like, oh, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, I can't really form an idea what's gonna happen.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm probably just gonna be, I don't know, asleep.
I'm just gonna take a nap.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's like this. Sometimes I get this thing, and it's like this sudden rush of like anxiety.
Do you have like any ideas of what you think is gonna happen?
You know, like kind of like what we talked about last night, like the spider web theory, where everyone's like a node on a spider web, and all of our consciousnesses are like connected. I'd like to think that there's sort of something like that at play, like because there's so much stuff that we don't understand about how all of this works. Maybe something does happen, but maybe nothing happens, and I think that's also fine. But I don't know. I think it's strange that we have these experiences that are inherently our own, with these amazingly close similarities. Like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you have these experiences with people, not with them, but like you'll share an experience that is fucking the same, but you're the only thing that changes in that scenario. That's crazy. Like, how much of that is like predisposition? Like, you know what I mean? That's fucking crazy.
I used to say that like we're all just one conscious, like with a different experience.
Like just like a different meat sack. Yeah.
Same person, but like with a different experience.
Yeah, fuck that.
And I don't. Yeah.
Like one big mind, and we're all like little parts of. Oh fuck.
That kind of like fucked me. I was like, oh, I'm not special.
Oh no.
So it was like, yeah, this was like, it's kind of confident.
Yeah. Taking comfort in the fact that you're not really sure what's gonna happen. No, it's cool. I like hearing what other people have to say and what they think, because
It's so interesting.
The way your mind works and my mind work is really different, and the conclusions that you come to and stuff, I probably wouldn't get there ever. So it's interesting to hear that.
And you like pick up things and you're like, oh.
Yeah, and then you inform your own. Yeah, it's fucking eureka moment, and I think one of my favorite parts about talking to people, like when you know, especially when you're talking about stuff that's familiar to you, and you hear them go through it and how they went through it and the conclusions that they've come to, and you can like you take that on board, and then you pick parts of it that you like, and then you adapt it for yourself, if that makes sense, moving forward. I think that's really interesting. Like the way people think is another one. Like that's crazy to me, the way people's minds work. I think that's so interesting. Like the way people think and react to stuff. Whoa, it's like I love just watching people sometimes and just looking and going, oh, what the fuck? How did he do that? How could he do something like that? Oh my god, how the fuck did he? Whoa, that's crazy. Like that's cool to me. I think talking to people has allowed me to, I don't know, live through other people, if that makes sense. Like being put into their experience via like their storytelling. That's really cool. I really like that. I think that's something that's really special. And being able to share a moment with someone, like even right now, like having a conversation with you and hearing your opinion on things that I know, it's cool because they're different to mine, and I don't know, it's fucking crazy to me.
We all have like a kind of an answer.
Yeah, we all have we all have something to say.
Think about it.
We all got something to say. You know what I mean? And that's cool. I think if more people had a go at just getting what they had to say out, I think it's not only is it therapeutic for them, but it's also therapeutic for people who are listening. You know what I mean? Like just talking in general, like it's so good for you. It is so good for you. Like
it's being vulnerable.
Yeah, being vulnerable. Like I don't think I've ever spoken to you like this before.
100%.
Never. Like,
and it's really cool.
It's really cool. Like the same thing happened to me and Trav. Like we was talking. It was after we were almost going for 2 hours, and I sat like after everything was off. Like I sat there and I was like, I've known you for like almost 8 years. We've never spoken like that. And he was like, why? And I was like, I don't know.
About like, what, fucking 20 minutes ago, I was like, oh, this is kind of like our first conversation.
Yeah, literally it is. And like, it sucks that this is like the setting that allows us to open up, but I think this is important as well. Like,
no, like
if this is what it's going to take,
if that's what
I'm
works.
here for it. Like, because I think the ways of talking to people has drastically changed. I think actual genuine conversation about just shit, like, it's hard to come by because everybody's moving so quickly and there's so many distractions. So unless you do genuinely take that time out to sit down and then let it organically happen, you don't get to that point where I think we're at now, where we're just talking about shit that I wouldn't really talk to about with people just if I was hanging out with them, you know what I mean?
Get what you mean, yeah.
Yeah. Like me and Jay were talking about this the other night, like we were just talking shit, like we were just talking shit about stupid stuff and
Shit on repeat.
just shit, and it's like, well, we only got to this point because we're here. There's nothing else to do. Like, we're just sitting here having a conversation, and it moved to that point where we could just talk like that, and that was cool as fuck because it's so rare nowadays, I think, and that was kind of like a big thing for me. I was like, oh, I want to do this more. Like, I enjoy this more.
Yeah.
Like, I want to really make time for this. And then Trav said that he was on board, and I was like, oh, fuck yeah, okay, cool, let's do something. Let's get together and sit down. And then Carl last night, like, he was a bit apprehensive at the start, and then, like, he was like, oh, fuck, that was really good. Like, we were going to some cool places, and I was like, yeah, it was really good. Like, it starts out a little bit, you know, because you got the jitters or whatever, but then once you get the ball rolling, man, I could talk for hours about shit. Like, there's just so much shit in my head that you want to talk to someone about, and I feel like this is a really good environment to just let it out and just have a go, I think.
Yeah, it's so cool.
But yeah, no, that's pretty much the vibe, how it came about as well. Like, I've always wanted to do something like this, whether it be make videos or even do what we're doing right now. I just enjoy this, I think. And I'm at a point now where I want to take it seriously. That's why I think, you know, I got these fucking mics here, baby. Like, I'm taking it seriously, and it feels good. It feels right. I know that sounds again like a cliche. Oh, if it feels right, you got to do it. But like I remember when I hit play the first time with Trav, I got this fucking full body adrenaline rush. I was like, holy fuck! And I was like, in my mind, I was like this is it.
Video.
Yeah, I was like, this is it. I'm onto something here. Like, if this is
I can be passionate about this.
Yeah, that's crazy. That was the first time in a really long time something like that's happened for me.
Yeah.
That's why
That's really
I was like, I gotta foster this. I gotta turn this into something for myself. Even if no one listens, like, this was fun for me.
Yeah.
I enjoy this. Like, this has helped me.
And it's productive.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is. I think for me, I look at this as well as a form of self-care.
Yeah.
Because I'm talking about stuff that's on my mind, and I'm opening myself up, and I'm letting someone else like hold me in their arms for a bit, and then like I'm doing that for someone else, and that's cool as fuck. Like, especially nowadays, like the way the world
find
is.
Comfort and openness. It's like we all love podcasts and stuff.
Yeah.
Listening to it.
Yeah. How many podcasts you've listened to? Fucking millions, hundreds. You know, like, and that was another thing too. Like, we've all got such great stories to tell. All of us have fucking fantastic experiences. You know,
that's one thing I want to work on. Being able to tell stories better. Because like I feel like.
Well, you know what it is. I think you just got to start doing it, because that's the only way you're going to get better. And this is the thing.
Start somewhere.
People will listen. I would sit here and listen to you talk shit for hours. I would absolutely listen to that. I'd love that. And a lot of people would. And I think, given the right opportunity, people do. And I think this is a good opportunity to tell some stories and, you know, just relive those memories. That's what Trav said too. He's like, we just got to like tell stories about shit more, like of the past, like reminisce. And I agree. Like, I can't speak for you, but I know as well. Like, but we've been through some shit. Like, we've done some stupid, silly things, and hilarious. Like, massive pillars and moments in my life for sure that. You know, they just sit in the memory bank, and they sit in the tank and just sit there. Let's fucking open those up and let it out there, I think.
Most of the crazy shit is when it's fucking drunk as fuck.
Oh,
I
dude,
was 18.
absolutely,
Or
absolutely. Fucking menace, man.
It's kind of true that I'd say about half of them are like
Oh
from
yeah,
when I was in
I
the
would say.
state that young. It's just like, were you there on that night where I sculled like half a bottle of vodka?
Where were
And I was
you?
blackout. I was actually passed out, vomiting on the floor, and they had to roll me on my side because I was gonna
Holy
choke in my own vomit.
fuck! Holy fuck!
I was like black out. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Fucking
Like
hell.
I sculled half the bottle.
I've
You've
definitely
this?
heard a
I've
story.
told many people.
Yeah,
this.
I've heard of something like this. I don't know if I was there, but I've definitely seen other
Yeah.
times that we've been together where we've gotten pretty fucking
Yeah, I was
silly.
like, fucking show everyone how sick I am. Like half the fucking bottle. And just down, and then like
Just down the hatch.
yeah, like two. I forgot who was watching me, but two girls and like someone else was watching me.
Put it on, baby.
Yeah, put it on a show. And then I don't remember a single thing. Like it's just my memory's just blank after that. But
Fuck,
apparently, when that happened, I was like, I went to sit on the couch and I was just like a zombie, and fucking he was like pulling my pants down,
Oh, what the fuck?
and I was like, reaching down,
Oh my
and trying to
God.
pull it back up,
Oh my god.
and I think apparently that's when I like went to the floor, just started vomiting,
God.
like
Oh my god.
and like in my vomit.
Oh,
So I could have choked on it. It
shit.
was like gonna call the ambulance and stuff.
Fuck, man.
And then I woke up the next morning and I was like, "Oh, what happened?" And everyone was like sleeping around me, and they looked at me like, "What happened?"
You tell me, you motherfucking. Yeah, dude. There's some pretty fucky Snapchat memories that have come up in the last couple of weeks from
I'm
like
so
5
happy I
years ago.
saved all those memories.
Oh, me too, man. Like, it just takes me back to that time, and I feel like I'm there again, where I'm looking
Yeah.
at those videos. I'm like, holy fuck, what a state that I am in. Oh my god, dude. There was a video of you last night that I found. You're pretty zonked. You're just like vibing, and Carl's like in front of you, and he goes like, he taps both of his knees. He goes,
Oh,
and then smacks you across the
that
face.
me?
Yeah, you.
oh, who showed you that? Because I need to see that.
It was fucking hilarious. It was so funny. So
Have
funny.
you seen Travis ones?
Where you just fucking nailed it. Oh, I've seen it. You
Like,
fucking
like-
almost killed him.
How fucking good.
Oh, it's so funny.
I
So
did
fucking
not
funny.
regret that one bit. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna hurt him, but like it's so worth it.
It's fucking hilarious. He's fine. He's alright. He's okay.
He's okay.
No, we spoke about it last night. That was Car's revenge. That's why he did it. Like,
Yeah.
that was hilarious. So
100%
funny.
deserved it. I don't remember it though. I'm okay right now.
Yeah,
so
I'm cool. I'm
that's
chilling.
fine.
I'm chilling. But yeah, there's a lot of those memories that, yeah, it's for better or for worse, they exist. And it's cool to look back at them sometimes. I love it when I
So
find the
good.
one where it's like, oh fucking, oh my god,
Yeah, you're
what
like,
the?
oh, it was like this.
Yeah, you're like, oh
Like,
fuck,
that's so cringy.
the cringe, man. Oh, I live for the cringe. It's so good. Yeah, the fucking full body
Oh, I don't
wincing.
want to watch this. It's too cringy.
God damn it! I'm surprised not as many people
Trying
tried to
force myself
punch
to watch
me.
those ones.
Dude, they're hard to watch. Like, I look at it and I'm like, fucking kill that guy. Someone fucking take me
Holy
out.
shit, that was fucking cringy.
Yeah, it's awful. But it's good, you know?
Yeah,
That's,
it's like-
that's growth,
That comes
baby.
with the package, you know.
Yeah,
If you're gonna give someone good, you also gotta give a bit of cringe.
yeah, you gotta, yeah. For as cool as we are now, there was a lot of cringe. A lot
Sorry?
of cringe. For as cool as we are now, there was a lot of cringe. Like,
So much cringe.
I think it's sorted itself out
Still
now.
cringy.
Oh, yeah.
I
Dude,
don't think that fails ever.
No, not
Stop.
at all. Like, there's moments now that I can think about that I'm like, oh my god, why did I do that? Like, there was this one moment, like, we were at Funny, we were in the line to go in, and there was this dude just being like a drunk fucking mess, and I just had enough. Like, he was coming up to us all the time, and I just fucking went off at him in Italian. Like, I just fucking went off at him, and then everyone around me stopped, and he looked at me, and I was like, fuck off. Like, I ended it with a nice swift fuck off, and then they looked at me and they're like, what the
They're
fuck
like,
was
"Oh,
that?
this guy."
And I was like, oh, that's cringe. I just cringed.
Cringe.
Cringe.
We literally all do it.
Yeah.
And
Oh, fuck, man. It's,
obviously we all do it.
yeah.
But
I think it's it's a fucking swift reminder of like, oh, it brings you back down to earth. Yeah, like, fucking.
You're an idiot too.
Hey, don't get ahead of yourself, buddy. Like, fucking relax. Yeah.
I'm not the only one.
No.
You pig.
You fucking pig. You bastard. Yeah, no, man. Like, I was looking through more of those memories. There was a lot of people from back in the day too that you just like fallen out of contact with too. Like, that's something that like kind of gets me a little bit. It's like, why? Why did that happen? Sucks that happened. They're pretty cool. I like them.
Yeah.
Wonder what they're doing.
Yeah. That's gonna happen so much.
Oh, so much, man. Like in the last couple of years too, there's been people that I've fallen out of contact with, and it's like, happens, I guess. But I don't know. Do you think moving forward, like, it's gonna be worse in the fact that we're gonna do that with a lot more people, or are you pretty like certain that you'll be able to keep it under wraps? Like, you got your nice crew that you like and you make time for. Who do you see not coming through in the next couple of years with you? Are you at that point where you're like, okay, there's a few people here that I'm pretty happy to like let go? I mean, we can cut out the names and stuff.
For sure. Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah, it's just, I feel like you just be around people just for the sake of it.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
And then like it's okay. Like, we're all just trying to like take care of each other.
Yeah.
And like be nice, be friendly, like help each other out.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just like, it's not our fault, but as much as we love to like get close to someone,
it's just hard.
You know, it's not on. Like,
it's just not happening.
Doesn't work.
Yeah, it's just
and
not happening.
It's okay. Like, don't have to get angry at anyone. Don't have to like hold grudges.
Yeah,
it's
a
just
big
the
one.
way it happens.
Yeah,
and, like,
the grudges. Don't have to hold grudges.
I'm sure we would all love to like get along with everyone.
Yeah.
But it's just not the way it is.
No.
And that sucks. But it also is like, why you wouldn't want to get along with everyone?
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Absolutely. I really like that. You wouldn't want to get along with everyone.
That would be fucked up.
That'd be too much. That being said,
you wouldn't get along with anyone. Doesn't make sense, because then like, you know, we all have different. Like, all of us are different in here.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
You know,
of course.
You can't. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's so true. I like that a lot. You don't want to get along with everyone. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I think the key is to like, just, you know, connect with make connection, like make initial connection with everyone. But like, you know, if it goes neutral, just let it be neutral. Like, you don't have to hate someone.
Yeah, it doesn't have to turn into anything.
Sour.
Yeah,
like you can it's healthy to be neutral.
I was gonna say, like, a little bit of a tangent question, but do you hold grudges? Like, are you a person that like holds on to stuff for a long time, or?
Right now, I think there's a couple.
Yeah,
interesting. A couple people come to mind where I do hold a grudge, and I know it's wrong.
Yeah.
But like, it's something I'm like trying to figure out how to fix.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not like nasty to the person or anything, but like, you know, it's just like back of my mind, I'm like, oh,
yeah,
like,
fucking hate
you did
that
this,
you did this thing. Yeah.
I'm not like super. Like, I don't go around and like bitch about the person and stuff, but I'm like, whenever I'm talking to the person, all I can think about is that
fucking
and
thing in
it's
the back
just
of your
hard
head.
to communicate.
Yeah.
And like, I can't really communicate with you because I like have this thing in the back of my head.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
And I'm like,
I
how
know
do
what
I
you mean.
heal that? Like, coming back to being neutral with someone, like, I feel like I'm being neutral with the guy, like that person, but it's still like, how do you kill that?
Yeah. How do you get that? How do you get like the little crumbs off the table? You know, like, how do you fucking?
Yeah.
It's hard.
Can you kill it? Like, or do you just have to like let it sit
Here's the
there?
thing. I don't think you can. Like, because as much as it is just like, who cares? Like, sometimes shit just makes you upset, and like, I think this
Not
is the thing
that it's
too.
always on my mind.
No, of course.
But like, it's just, fuck off.
Yeah, like, it depends on the severity of, you know, what it is that happened. I think obviously you can say, oh, just forget about it, man, move on. But sometimes things are just way too much. Like, what that person did, like, oh, you did a fucking bad thing. Like, I'm not over this, like, at all. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it becomes a problem when you let that really consume you to the point where you think about it every fucking day.
100%.
I think that's when it gets wrong. But yeah, I would agree with the fact that I don't think I hold grudges as much as I used to. But
That's good.
yeah, I don't know. It's hard sometimes. Like I said, like the severity of some of them, you know, especially when it's like you have such an emotional reaction to those memories as well.
Yeah.
Like when you feel it in your gut,
Attach
like
the emotion to it.
yeah,
How do you think about it? That's the emotion.
yeah, dude, like trying to detach the emotion from the memory is so fucking hard, man.
Yeah.
Especially when they're like monumental memories too. Like especially when they're pretty significant pillars of your life too. Like trying to separate them.
Therapy? Do you think?
What do I think about therapy?
Yeah. Do you think everyone should do it?
I think everybody should absolutely talk about what they're thinking about, because this is a thing.
Professional.
Yeah, because you don't know how to talk about you don't know how to deal with what's going on in here. Like you just think you know, but I think it's important to talk, but I think it's also important to listen to what they have to say, because the idea with therapy, I think, and I'm not a medical professional, I don't fucking know anything, but I think like when you go to something like that, it's not that it's going to be a fix-all for your problems. It's going to teach you how to fix them yourself, and then it is up to you. And I think that's what's really important about it. Like
laying
being
everything on the table.
Yes, like looking at everything objectively and getting someone to help you do that. Yeah, because you can't do that yourself.
Because we lie and hide things
Yes,
from ourselves
of course.
constantly.
All the time. So I think it's really important to have like that third party to
Yeah,
like
for sure.
call you out on it every now and then. I think it's really important, especially the way the world is moving, like the way younger people are being educated about mental health, and even people our own age, like the way their opinions have changed to it. People don't want to hang out with you if your mental health is bad. Like people don't want to be around you if you don't know how to deal with your emotions. Like you need to get that on lock, and I think the
100%.
longer you leave that, the worse off you are, because people aren't going to put up with it anymore, and you shouldn't want that for yourself either. I think
some people, it's scary because some people never deal with it.
No,
and it's like, is that actually your fault that you're not dealing with it?
No, dude, I was thinking about this too. Like, how much of the situation is out of their control? Like, because
like, I feel like I don't have to feel bad for anything, because what's happening is happening, and like what just happened just then, it just happened.
Yeah,
and
interesting.
It's like with people like that who don't work on their shit, can they I don't know, should they feel bad for themselves? Should you feel bad for them? Like,
I think, that's a really interesting question. That's a hard question to answer too. Like, especially the should you feel bad for them?
yeah.
I don't think anybody should really feel bad for themselves. Like, I think it's important to acknowledge, like, holy fuck, that was awful. Like, that sucked for me. But I don't think you need to carry that around with you, like, as a mess. Don't get me wrong, some people have had fucking rough goes of shit, and there is literally no out for them.
Like, they just have to carry it.
They just have to carry it, you know what I mean? Like, that's really awful, and I feel bad for those people that have no choice. But like, oh man, this is a bit touchy here, because like, when it comes to your mental health and like your problems that you got, they're all valid, I think. Because if they're affecting your life, that's a problem, and a problem is a problem. So you have to, I don't know, like, I don't feel people, like, I'll say this, I don't think people should feel down on their luck all the time and feel sorry for themselves, because that doesn't get you anywhere. Like, you just stagnate and you plateau when you do shit like that, and then you just get worse. And I can't stand it when I see people not helping themselves like that, because, you know, like, I can't speak for you, but like, you know, when you're in those situations, you do something about it and you try and fix yourself, right? So when you see people that aren't taking those steps for themselves,
3/4 of the time.
half of the time. But like, when you see people that are in a position of where they have an opportunity and they just don't do it, and you see yourself in that situation, and you know how you felt, and you see them, and then when they complain about their situation and they don't change it, that fucking really gets me, because it's like, you have so much opportunity now to fucking help yourself. There's so many avenues you can explore. You should definitely do it.
I think that people not dealing with their problems comes to thinking like that they're very different and unique.
Yeah, dude,
I think that's
everything
where it is.
comes back to everything, you know, like,
Yeah,
like, I
all
think,
links up.
like, this is the thing, like, everyone's got problems, everyone's got baggage, dude, like, everyone's got daddy issues, fucking relax, okay, take it out of your Instagram bio, you know who you are, you motherfucker, but...
I got mummy issues for sure.
Yeah, well, everyone's got those issues, man, like, I don't think people are willing to admit to themselves how much their parents have kind of fucked them up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's definitely something that I think about sometimes. I'm like, oh, wish they didn't do that like that, because now I've got this problem. Like, you know, but I think you have to figure out how to deal with your problems at the very least. Like, if you don't want to deal with them, cool, but you have to make an effort to learn how to, because why? Like, you have to. Like, this is how I think about it too. Like, for all the people that didn't make it through their problems, for all the people that didn't, like, you have to kind of, I don't know, not think of them, but like, I don't know, I feel for me personally, like when I don't get on top of my shit, I think about the people that, you know, didn't have as much support around them as I do, and I use that to help myself realize that, you know, I can get through this, I can get better, and stuff like that. So I think people at the very least, you know, talk to someone. At the very least, just talk. Even if you don't do anything with that information, as long as they've put the seed in your head, if you want to choose to water it, that's cool. If not, it's there. You know what I mean? I think everyone needs to be at that point.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to their mental health, I think.
And when you notice it in someone being vulnerable, not caring if they get angry at you, and tell them, look, I think this is wrong. I'm just going to give that to you. You can
do with it what you want.
Do what you want with that.
Yeah. What's your opinion? What do you think? Do you think people should talk to people?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Have you spoken to someone? Professionally?
I've gone to counsellors and stuff, but I need to make the step to like keep going.
Yeah, dude, there's like that, it's the jump into the unknown, like, for me, because I've spoken to a few people, a few times, actually, but I remember the first time I was really nervous to talk about it, because I was like, fuck, are they going to, like, tell me something and I'm not going to be able to fucking deal with my shit?
Yeah.
Because I had the idea that I can do this, like, I can fix all my problems on my own.
I was scared, and this is what happened, that they were going to ask me way too many questions, and they did. That's how you get it out.
But that's literally it, like, I was like, fuck, they're going to unpack some shit that I'm not even ready for. And it happens, obviously, but they also give you a lot of information about yourself that you kind of hide away from yourself because you're focusing on keeping that other shit down that you keep.
Yeah.
You know, it has like a ripple effect. But yeah, no, it's scary the first time to go and talk to somebody, especially when you grow up not doing it for so long. Like when you get to like 22.
My mum broke down to me like not too long ago, saying that she's like so sorry that she never really emotionally connected with me.
Yeah, fuck. What was that like, dude?
It was like, thank you. Like in a good way.
Yeah, like that fucking time.
Thank you.
No, that would have been really.
It was actually like
really important.
Nice. Like,
yeah, I can imagine, man.
Thank you for taking that step.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no, like that's strong of you to do that.
Yeah, fuck, man. Like, because another thing.
Now it's like my turn.
Yeah, you feel like, you know, okay,
now
I've got
I have a turn.
Yeah,
I mean, I've always had a turn, but like,
yeah,
now it's the turn's been made easier.
I completely understand what you mean, totally. Like, me and Trav were talking about this too. Like, imagine our parents too. Like, for your mum to do that, that's big, dude. Like, that's big. Like, our parents they could never have done this with what they've done without. Like, they couldn't communicate with us, with their parents, if that makes sense. Like, the way they talk to us as children, they didn't have that relationship with their parents.
Yeah, just propagated.
Yeah, so, like, they kind of learnt, because I spoke to my mum and dad about this. They wanted to do the opposite of what their parents did to them. Really? And I was like, fuck, this is the opposite? Like, whoa. And, like, I realised that they have no fucking clue. They've never known. They've just had to go and tried their hardest. And, you know, like, that's worth something. But obviously things slip through the cracks, you know, little...
What did you say before they tried their hardest?
Like, they try their hardest to do their the best that they can by you. Like
Mm-hmm.
they don't know how to have kids, they don't know how to raise kids, but they try their best, if that makes sense. Like, you just learn on the fly, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I think it's really crazy.
You don't study for it.
No, there's no
Most
study,
people-
there's no preparation.
Which is probably something that should be done.
Absolutely. I think a lot of conversations need to be had before you have a fucking kid, man.
Yeah.
Like, Christ. I think about
you
people...
are literally bringing something into the world.
Dude.
They're gonna be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, you need to be able to make sure that you're emotionally available for your kids. Like, my
Yeah.
parents... they're a lot better now, but like when we were growing up, when we needed it the most, they weren't.
This is like just as important as food.
It is, bro. It's food for your mind. It's food for your mind. But like, the emotional availability of your parents will absolutely set you on your path in life.
Oh yeah.
So it's really important that you have, them as people have a strong foundation, sense of self, so that they can give it to you. You know what I mean? And that's something for me, like if I was to become a parent, I need to be fucking ready. Like, because once you have a kid, man, it's fucking on. It's game time. Like, you're making a human now. Like, this is, you don't get a fucking second chance at this. Everything you do will stay with that kid forever. Like, there's two outcomes. You can either make him love you or make him hate you. What do you want? Like, figure out which one it is before you have the kid. Like, yeah, it's weird. It's weird, man. Like,
it's gonna be really interesting if I ever do have a kid, how like it's all gonna come out in the wash.
yeah.
It's like you have all these ideas of like what you
Yeah.
want to be, but how's it
Not
gonna
until
turn
you're
out?
in that moment. Like, how's it
Because
going
we
to go?
don't actually know what it's like to have a kid.
No,
And then
absolutely
when
not.
we have a kid, we're gonna be like, oh, that's why our parents were like this.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm excited for that in a little bit, because like being able to actually understand, like my dad says all the time, he's like, oh, you'll understand when you have kids, you'll understand when you have kids. I'm like, you fucking cunt, just fucking tell me, fuck you. But it's true, like, I think you really do understand when you have a kid,
Yeah.
so it'll be interesting.
Be interesting also if you didn't understand. Why would you do
What the fuck
this?
is going on?
Like, why did you do that? Like,
Dude.
that makes no sense.
My dad and my mum, they've gone to a point now where they just don't give a fuck anymore, and they say what's literally on their mind, because we're adults now, so
Fuck
they
yeah.
were like,
That's awesome.
my dad said to me, he's like, what the fuck did I have kids for? I was fucking enjoying my life. Why the fuck did I do this? And I was like,
That's such a common thing.
I was like, fuck you. But I was like, I think I kind of get that though. Like, I sometimes think about it and I'm like, are my parents proud of me? Like, what they've made? Like, how much of the things do I do that they go, oh, for fuck's sake? Like, what the fuck?
That's the fun in it though.
That is the fun. Like, I think it's really cool now. Like, I've got a pretty good relationship with my parents, and I can talk to them as adults, because now I am one, for the most part, anyway. And it's been really interesting to get to know my mum and dad as people. Like,
Yeah.
it's been really interesting. Like, I don't know if I like them. No, of course.
so
I mean,
funny.
I love them, but like when you get to know them as people, it's different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that you notice things that I think it's really important. I try and keep as
Like, you
objective
love
as
them,
possible.
but you wouldn't be their friend.
Yeah.
if you got a chance.
Yeah, something like that. But I'm curious, what's your relationship like now? Like, now that you're outside of, you know, a little bit
Ever
older.
since I've moved out of house.
Oh,
out of
true.
house, it's gotten a lot better.
Yeah, maybe
I
that's
can
what.
actually like talk now. I'm still like developing it and stuff. A big thing was I wasn't very close to my sister, and that came from trauma from the past.
Mhm.
Kind of like shot us off in two
Yeah,
directions.
interesting.
But that's being rebuilt, which is really nice to see and feel.
Yeah, we love that. We stand. We
Yeah.
stand.
And I don't know, it's just, I'm happy I moved out because like that separation made me actually want to like see.
Yeah,
It's not being around someone constantly.
yeah,
I think like it's kind of something like a staple in a relationship, maybe not being around someone.
all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, having that time to yourself. I think I agree with that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, it's just I'm glad like when I was living there, it was like I did not want to say a thing.
Mm.
Just like no, I don't want to interact
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
but that's the thing. You have to find what you're happy and comfortable with doing, because then that's when the relationship starts to blossom into something that it should be. If that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
if if you're forced to spend all this time with people, it's hard. Like, don't get me wrong, I love living with my mum and dad and my sister. I love having my family there, but there's sometimes where I'm like, fuck, we should not be together all the time. Like, if situation or circumstances were different, I probably wouldn't live at home with them, but I would probably spend a lot of time with them for sure, because like when we spend time together, if I haven't seen them for a couple of days, that's good. We're genuinely happy to see each other. But if it's like constantly every day, we can get at each other's throats, get on our nerves, and do silly shit. That's not great.
But, I also noticed there's I have groups that I feel safe around, and the biggest one is my family. And when I'm with my family, I feel normal. I'm like, I'm normal.
Yeah.
Everything's okay.
Interesting. Yeah. No.
Just 'cause,
I understand. Yeah. I do. I really understand what you're saying.
Sometimes you just feel weird. You're like, this is weird. Like, what's this?
Yeah. What the fuck's going on here?
And then when I'm with family, cool.
It's nice. I feel like you can feel like you can relax a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's really important. Being able to just mellow out. That's cool as fuck. That is cool as fuck, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's important to make that time for yourself in every aspect of your life. Make yourself comfortable in every situation. I think, before I do anything, I try to see, okay, am I putting myself in an environment that I'm going to be able to find that point where I can relax and be myself, or is this going to be something where I have to be on all the time and keep that mask up, that guard up a little bit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's gotten a little bit easier when you get older, because then you kind of just pick and choose what you want to be a part of, if that makes sense. So you don't really fight with that as much. But yeah, I think that's really important. I like that, like you said, being able to relax and feel comfortable around family. I like that idea of being able to do that everywhere. I think getting that to translate from just your family to every situation you're in, I think if I crack that, I'll be happy. I can figure out how to do that. That'd be cool. Because then, when you're relaxed, you think properly. You think normally.
Yeah, when you're comfortable, you can actually, you can have a good time.
Yeah, you can enjoy yourself.
Do anything.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, it's hard, I think, but we're getting there. I think so. I'm definitely learning a lot, going through everything that I'm going through, and I can't wait to see what it's going to be like in the next 5 years. How much we're going to have grown by then.
Yeah.
That's going to be a massive... And that's also kind of
really
why...
really cool journey.
Yeah.
Starting out.
That's kind of why this podcast kind of came about too, because I want to be able to remember and look back on this time. Because I was looking through my Snap memories, I was like, we live in a point in history where everything's recorded to the fucking day. To the hour, to the second. Let's take advantage of this. In 15 years' time, if this is still around somewhere, I'll be able to have a look back at my life, and that would just fucking sick, because I'm doing that through Snapchat at the moment, and I'm loving that.
That's nice, photos, dude.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
It's awesome. We've got so many other options now as well. I'm like, fucking, let's just be a part of all of it.
Yeah.
Fuck it, who cares? Why not? And also, you want to be able to tell your kids something one day as well.
That's true.
I think it'd be cool to...
We're gonna, forget everything we said, so it's fucking
absolutely
amazing to record it.
Yeah, most of the conversations...
This is cool.
Yeah, it is cool as fuck. It wasn't until I was editing the last episode that I realised what we had talked about. I had forgotten within a span of a week, and I was like, whoa, that's cool that this is here, because I want to remember some of this stuff, and now I do, Yeah, it's a really good excuse to just better yourself as a human, I think, to get involved with conversations and stuff like that. But, yeah, I'm pretty excited to see where I can take this thing, man. See who I get a chance to pick apart. It's been really fun talking to you and getting to know you in a different sort of environment and setting. And like I said a lot about Travis, in the last hour and 15 minutes, I've learnt way more about you than I have in 5-8 years, whatever it's been. That's
a long time.
Fucking
crazy. We first met in grade 7.
Yeah, dude, you were one of my first friends at Nudgee in grade 7.
And I was pretty rough, hey.
Dude, I was
rough.
I was very young and naive. I wasn't prepared for my environment at all. But I'm glad that you gave a shit enough to hang out with me because I would have had no one.
Cool.
Like, I thought you were fucking cool as, man. You showed me Minecraft and fucking all that shit. I was like, whoa, this guy's sick, man.
Wait a minute, are we best friends?
Oh my god, best friends. But yeah, no, it was. Yeah, I think about that time too. Like, we did drift apart a little bit, but I think it's just because we're just growing differently. You know, do different things.
Okay.
Shit happens. Like,
It doesn't matter.
no hard feelings. No, absolutely not. I don't at all.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still sitting here across the table from you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, right. We're not super close best mates or whatever, but I'd consider you a close friend. Like, you know what I mean? Like, see you enough and I like you enough. So
100%. Like, we always, like, you know, our paths crossed a lot.
all the time, and I love that. You know, I like the level of the relationship that we have. I enjoy this. Does that make sense? Obviously, I'm always trying to grow my relationships and take them to the next level, but I think it slowly gets there in time. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm cool with that. Like, that's something that I've come to terms with as well. Sometimes, like, people are just going to be people, man, and you're either there or you're not. And if you're around them, and that's when shit happens for you. And I like that. Hello. Yeah, sorry, we were recording a podcast. I swear to God, we're going to leave. I got some croissants for you guys to say thank you for having us. I'm very sorry about making a lot of noise last night.
I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah, won't happen again.
I was trying to be like the good guy and like tell everyone to be quiet, but they weren't listening.
Oh shit, man. Oh God, we're really nice, I swear to God. Fuck.
Speak for yourself.
I know what I am.
Trav's at work, Em's at work.
Yeah.
Car lost his ID. So he's driving to the Gold Coast for something else unrelated. But sorry. Karma.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we went
Was
to
that
go
your
get you some.
breadsticks?
We got some juice. Oh fuck! I forgot to put the juice in the fridge. Shit.
Thank you for giving us your breadsticks.
Mm-hmm.
If you ask me, I'm like, absolutely, eat my bread.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's so fair.
Except don't wake me up and ask me that.
Yeah. What
Taylor. Did you see me? Oh, of course you saw me, but I would have looked. How did I look when I woke up?
Are you okay?
What was it
Why
like?
was this reaction? Such a huge reaction.
Dude, it woke me
I
up
was
on the
so
couch.
scared. I was like, because
We were just like,
no, I was like,
you know.
I haven't woken up in someone else's house for a while, and I'm so
Yeah.
used to waking up at home. So when I like woke up and saw you guys, I was like, where the fuck am I?
I thought you were on the couch, and then I couldn't see you.
Yeah, I thought that's where it was.
I moved like.
Yeah, when you woke me up, I was having the most horrendous nightmare, and I was like, "Ugh, what?"
You woke up really like you looked angry. You're like,
I was like, I was so flustered, and I was like, "Who the fuck are these people?" And then I clicked same thing. I was like, "Oh, this is not my house. Holy fuck, where am I?"
this isn't your house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We've just
that-
set up,
that-
we've
that
just
being
set up
said.
here too.
But-
Okay, sorry, get back to the podcast.
No. This is part of the podcast now. You want to come on the show? You want to come sit down, talk about some stuff? No,
That's okay.
I don't want to.
don't like to share.
What did I say?
Well, and
You just talk shit.
what the fuck have we been talking about?
Yeah.
We've been talking for an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah,
What
it's
the
been the same.
fuck have we been talking about?
Fucking everything, dude.
Everything, man, everything.
Mainly, I think, just being.
Yeah. No. Yeah, just talking about this. No, like,
Just being.
it's weird how
Just being.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's too much.
it's weird, man. Like,
Yeah.
it just we've gone to some really nice places with this.
Oh, 100%.
I've had zero idea what to even start talking to you about, and it just fucking happens, man. Like, and it's really cool, like being able to feel confident with someone to just fucking like. If it wasn't for you bouncing back and forward with me, it'd probably
Yeah.
be very different. But I think because we're both like,
just like just poker face, just like saying nothing.
just like no,
Just like,
no, it's cool because
yeah. Initially, I was like,
yeah, there's a little bit of a jitters.
fuck it, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, literally, like, for 20 minutes there, it's like a little bit, and then once you get going and the ball gets rolling, man, ooh, watch out. But, Yeah, no, you're more than welcome to watch as well. I was gonna say, like, when it comes to talking and having conversations with people, I think everyone likes to do it and everybody enjoys it. But I think for whatever reason, there's that initial, like,
We don't want to get judged.
yeah, like the judgment, and it's like, how do you fucking
Cut that off. Sorry.
that,
Awesome.
that's really
That's really
interesting.
cool.
How do you approach a
Yeah.
situation, and how do you leave that shit
Is that just
behind when you
natural?
do that?
It's what I think, and what anyone thinks is justified. So
Interesting.
You're right.
That's an interesting way to look at it, actually.
it depends on the topic, obviously.
Oh, 100%.
If it's like, I don't know, I just feel like I wouldn't judge them, so why would they judge me? Or if they don't judge me, like, fuck you.
And
Wow.
to be honest, I'm not very judgy, but for some reason
You think everyone's judging me?
I'm like scared that I'm gonna be judged. I'm getting better at it, like not caring as much. I don't care that much, but I still care a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
I'm just holding on to
Everyone
it.
does care to an extent, I'm not saying fucking doesn't care.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
I would sort of say what I think, but that's so much.
Yeah.
Mm.
I've been working on that a bit more recently,
Yeah.
saying what I think instead of
Kind of keeping
putting shit through a filter.
it. Yeah, interesting.
Like, because I'm like, this is annoying.
Have you always been like that? Or was that something that you learnt to... Okay. Yeah, so what's that process like? How did you get to that point? Like, did you literally one day just go, fuck it, I'm just going to have a go? Like, or
No.
what does that look like?
It's like,
Can you explain it or?
yeah. So I looked after my mum
Mm.
in hospital, and she had all these different doctors, and I was only 17 or 16,
Right.
and everyone else had to go to like work, and you know my brothers were at uni and they were busy, and I had a really weird connection with my mum. Like it was a bit like best friend vibes. It was really
Mm.
like I feel like I was older than her. Anyway,
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
felt like you were older than her.
Yeah, she was like, Taylor, with that crop top. And I
Oh
was
my
like, "No."
god.
Oh, man.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but so then she had breast cancer that went to her lymph nodes and then her
Mm.
brain
Oh,
and then
man.
her lungs. So she had all of these different doctors. If you know
Yeah,
what I mean.
yeah.
And she had like infection, so she did an infection team. But none of them would actually like liaise with each other. All of them would come there and there'd be like blood on her sheets, and I'd be like, what the fuck, nurses?
Yeah. So
And
you...
you need someone to like
Yeah.
coordinate. It sounds stupid, but like when you
Oh,
find someone
yeah.
in hospital and they have like a team they call it, you need someone to like liaise with each other because they don't communicate
Yeah,
with each other,
no.
so it's fucked.
Yeah.
So in a way, you kind of had to just put it on. You just had no choice. You were thrust into
Yeah.
the situation, and then you made work of it. Yeah,
And then
that's
kinda,
really
like,
cool.
lost my second half, or felt like my second half, but so then so just by myself. So then I was like actually
What do
grow up.
you mean by second half?
Oh, sorry, my mum died.
Oh,
And,
sorry for your loss.
Who called me Zimmer?
Oh, we did that.
You will it, Zimmer.
Yeah,
Oh, thanks, guys.
that's okay. It's the least we could do. I mean, actually, I'm gonna come out and say this. I didn't eat your bread. I didn't eat your bread. I didn't eat any of your food. That was you and fucking Carl, man. I'm doing it. I'm fucking ratting him out. That's what's happening.
You put mine under the bus.
Yeah, had to.
Hey, I'll let you guys eat my food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good eye. It's the
Yeah,
principle.
it is
And I
true.
don't really care about your food.
No,
so
you
I'm
are
really
right. You are
eating
right.
this.
Yeah.
I haven't had a party yet. What happens when we have our very first party? I'm really anal. I'm really like,
Oh, dude.
He was.
I think some. Oh, dude.
He's nice about it, but like,
he was nice this morning.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think.
I was just more pissed off, like, if Trav was
That neighbour. Because it was that neighbour.
No, I'm more pissed off because if Trav or Emily, I could be pissed off more at Trav or Emily.
Travelling.
But you guys don't believe me.
You have the best handles on words, I've noticed.
We
Yeah.
were watching a movie and I was thinking horny. and it was meant to say different and I was like, horny.
What were you say again? Oh, I forgot. So good.
So then I basically just screamed horny and everyone was like,
What the hell? What's going on here?
Cackled.
Oh, man. Yeah, no. I'm sorry for being loud the other night, last night.
No, it's fine.
We did move it out there.
And
We
then
should
we were
just,
louder over there.
we just should have gone there from the beginning.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's like right by the two houses.
Yeah.
And they've got young kids. Like even I spent like on the afternoon, and apparently I'm a loud person.
Oh, what the fuck?
When I talk, I'm apparently loud, and they literally shut their doors. And like,
The aggressive.
yeah.
God
That's
damn.
how they ask them. I was like,
Oh man.
they're really good dad.
I mean, I guess everyone can do what they want in their own house, but it sucks when you like can't. You know what I
I just
mean?
don't want them to hate. Like
To hate you.
I know
yeah.
I shouldn't care, but I also do really care because I want a good relationship with my neighbours.
Yeah.
It's. I think it's mature to care.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Because when we have our parties, like I don't want them to be like, oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teenagers or whatever.
Oh, if you have a party here, it's gonna get loud if you let people outside.
And that's like, well, but like I feel like I've given notice.
Yeah.
I'm going to get all the housemates to come with me to
I was-
apologise.
I was gonna say, there's no way you're gonna be able to make everyone happy if you have a party here. One of your neighbors is gonna be upset about something.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
I think you just gotta at least like,
I'm
just
gonna be
try.
like,
Right,
we
no.
are having a party.
Yeah.
And the music will be down by 12.
but like that's the least and the most at the same time that you can do in a situation like that. And you can't do more than that. Like,
Have a party, like not.
yeah, you're not gonna tiptoe around them.
Yeah.
No way. But also, like Jacob said, it's mature to care. I think.
They also do have kids and whatnot.
Yeah, think about the kiddos, man.
We live here.
Yeah, you pay your bills. So you do whatever the fuck you want. I don't have well, now I've got neighbors, but like we never had neighbors growing up, so we fucking scream like all the time at my house, all the time, just screaming. And like we got kids next door now, and like I was taking the bins out. The dad, he was outside doing something, and he's like, "Oh, it's like a party house in your house." And I was like, "No, we haven't. We
I think that's what I'm used to.
don't have any parties, man." And he's like, "Oh, just always yelling all the time." I'm
Wait,
like,
oh,
"Oh,
right.
yeah,
Was
no,
that
the neighbor." He's like, "Yeah, well, just always yelling." Then.
Super chill.
Yeah, I was like,
That's so
yeah,
nice.
we're a pretty loud family. I hope it's right. And he's like, "Oh, I've got kids, mate. It's fine." And I was like, damn, that was like weirdly passive aggressive. I think this guy's like kinda like trying to tell me shut the fuck up sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Like
I thought he was being super nice about it.
he was, but like in a weird way.
In a
Like he
weird
was
way.
to the point where it was like, I don't know if this is.
Beating around the bush.
The neighbour was like, he was like,
Oh.
I was like, hi, nice to meet you at the table. I was like, what's your name? And then he like kind of brought it up like low key though. He was like,
Damn.
I don't know how he brought it up, but I was like, what?
Yeah, he was like last night.
Pretty
he
nice
was-
save, by the way. We were like, hey, we had to say, fuck, man.
What did you say?
I got him before he could speak, and I was like, "Yeah, we're going inside now. I'm so sorry."
Because he was like coming out, he's like, guys, James like, sorry, man, like,
Yeah.
we're going inside, and he's like, yeah, you know, like, I got kids, and then Jacob's like, yeah, we're going inside now, man, sorry, and then like, just shut it down super quickly, and he was like, alright, good night, and then,
He doesn't
But-
seem like a very confrontational man. Like,
no, I think he was doing that out of pure necessity.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
he didn't want
that's
to,
fair.
he didn't
He
want
didn't
to,
want to be out there.
he did not want to
Who-
do
Does
that.
anyone? If you weren't
Yeah,
doing that, like,
nah, fuck, I wouldn't.
I honestly, I would just fucking muscle it, because I would not want to have that conversation, like, oh, hey,
I could not get out of my day that they are seeps.
yeah, no, definitely not.
It's funny though, because I was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. This is the second time this has happened." And he's like, "Oh, it's not the second time. It's probably been like 6 times." Says something like that, and I was like, "Oh, okay." I forgot how I responded to it, but I was like, "Oh, oh yeah, I'll let everyone in the house know." And yeah,
Yeah, I think like he probably feels a bit different about it, but like at night time, sure he'd probably be a little bit more angry and upset. But what are you gonna do? Like, can't not have fun in your own house.
It's true.
sometimes, you know, like, you shouldn't feel bad. I don't think it was absolutely not your fault.
yeah, it wasn't your fault.
Not your fault at
Oh,
all.
it's from maybe the other times. It
Don't
was your
take
fault.
don't take on our stuff. That's not.
Oh, I know. No.
It's been 6
please.
times though.
You guys are always under us, bitches.
Yeah, it's my second home now.
Thanks for letting me stay as much as I have.
You left your junk in there with turkeys trying to eat it this morning.
Oh no.
It's like I grew
That's
up.
bad.
Yeah,
Food
that good
security.
stuff.
Oh shit, dude! I had
I'm
no
actually-
idea that was outside.
I'm actually so sorry.
God, we sound
Such
like pieces
rude
of
guys.
shit, dude.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Piece of shit.
Stop recording.
So yeah, and then Em and I met, and we just.
Click.
Oh, that's
And then she said the first time I met, she was like, "We're gonna be friends for a long time."
That's
Um,
fucking cool. That's cool as man.
And then I never saw her because she always had another boyfriend.
That's how it goes, hey.
Yeah.
Travis an angel.
Yeah, he's
He
pretty
is.
special, man.
He really cares.
I watched his
Deeply.
socks, and they would end up in my room, and I was like, "Whose socks are
His
these? They're
socks
so
ended
cool."
up in your room.
Yeah. And
What is
he was
that?
wearing.
What is
I
that?
went to the kitchen one night.
He's wearing
like-
your socks.
He was wearing my shirt. I was like, "Bitch!" I was like, "That's a nice shirt."
Like,
And he's like, "Thanks," and I'm like, "I have one very similar."
he's got like no pants, no undies. It's just like hanging over.
Oh.
Oh god. I was gonna say, do you only have the one bathroom here?
No, I got it en suite.
Oh, you know, en suite too.
Yes, I'm a princess.
Very
nice.
So how long?
My dad owns a house.
Yeah.
Oh, dad owns
Yeah.
a house. Oh, cool.
Aren't you guys thinking of like going somewhere else?
Hmm?
Like your dad has another place now. Are you like,
He doesn't?
wait, am I like thinking about some other conversation? I'm
Another,
pretty sure
he
you
lives
like,
somewhere else.
no,
Yes.
like last time I was here, you guys were like talking on the couch, and you were like saying, "Hey, Dad had another property," and that
Mm-mm. My brother
I
is going to get another property.
and you were like, "Oh, should we move there?"
Yeah, like after, like for you. Oh, because you said, didn't you say you lived in St. Lucia?
Yes.
Yes, so
That's where the house is?
there's no house yet. So Mum gave us all like a lot of money when she obviously passed. So my brothers are all engineers. So and they're the oldest is turning 30.
Wow.
Well, he is 30 actually. Anyway, so he was talking about investing in a house in St. Lucia, his girlfriend's mum's house. So that's why I was like, oh, we can move to St. Lucia, better location. But Emily likes Double Hill for some reason. I'm like, okay, yeah. She'll
That would
change
be
it like
such a fucking gold mine if they got that St. Lucia.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's a really nice
We're
house.
doing a lot. I do a lot of work in Taringa, St. Lucia, and Japan.
It's such a nice area.
It is like, oh my god, in the next 5 years, if you can get it now, you're going to be sitting on a lot of money. Absolutely.
Yeah, I was thinking of buying a
Not only
house.
that, it's a fucking nice place to live too.
Yeah.
Like the gentrification is at a point where it's like chilled out, where it's not like so aggressive anymore.
Hills and shit. You seen those hills? And those houses are fucking amazing.
Like trying to park my fucking ute on those
True.
hills. is
Can you imagine going for a
True.
walk? No.
Come back with a ticket.
Oh my God. You have no idea. I've got 4 parking tickets in the last. I got one the other day because I stopped. to
Where
get
were you
coffee.
parking?
You stopped
Just
where?
around, wherever I could find a park. Cause I have my tools and shit, so I'm not gonna park like.
What do you
3
do?
streets away. So I'm like a construction worker. I'm a builder.
Nice.
So I
I'm
work
not in
on-
a salesman.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. Jack
Yeah.
of all trades.
No, like, you're tired.
Oh shit.
You have a tie that says that?
No. There was this dude like a couple of weeks ago. We used to go to school together, and like he's also like he was doing construction stuff. He was a plumber, and then he did sales. Now like this was for me. This was hope. It is funny, like because he's not a salesman. He's like, yeah, fuck it, I'm like, yeah, boy. Like, he's one of those guys, and he's quite bush. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm looking at sales, and I just went, what? Sales?
Yeah.
That's funny as. And he wanted to punch my head off, and then I didn't realize how much danger.
Hurting
I
his
was-
ego.
Yeah, he was like, he was really upset about it, and then like I saw him at the reunion.
Some people are just like that, hey?
Yeah,
It's
Relax.
bad.
it's weird, it's bad. And
You,
then
they're
like,
so like insecure in themselves that like one comment is like,
Yeah.
whoa,
And it's like,
it's like a house of cards. You just, and
yeah.
it's crazy, man. But like, we apologized to each other, and then I found out like this guy has like massive anger problems, and he was actually gonna kill me.
he's always been very, very rough.
Like he was very close. If it wasn't for like his other friend there that was kind of like pushing me along, I was gonna die. Like, I
Probably
could've
in, like,
sucked-
That's
Anxiety.
crazy how he tried to like,
yeah,
do
man, like,
something
I had
like
no
that.
idea. Like,
He's obviously got like aggressive
well,
issues.
actually,
Yeah.
then I ended up talking to him for like almost half an hour.
and then you
about-
kind of like,
we,
yeah.
I
You
was
get
like,
him.
yeah, big one. And he was like, I don't have anyone to talk to about how I'm feeling, and I was like, dude, like, I
Oh my
didn't realize this
god.
guy was
I need to
struggling.
know his family issues. What is his
Dude, so he like, okay, like so basically we were talking about it, like he was like, I'm just angry all the time, and I was like, why man, like what's going on? He's just like, I don't know, I don't have a handle on things. I was like, what was it like, have you always been like this? And like just probing him, trying to see if I can get something out of him. And then he was like, yeah, my dad's been a bit of like an aggro father for like the last couple of years. like before he like stopped talking to him, he said he was always kind of a bit aggro, but like he got a little bit to a head, like came to a head for him when he was in the tail end of high school, and then like he's kind of adopted that as like his coping mechanism for when he feels like whatever, like
So
however
interesting.
it feels. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Man. Like, I would love to talk to him a little bit more, pick him apart for sure, see what's going on. But yeah, it was really interesting. Like he said this thing that I was just floored by, like because he said like I'm alone, I don't have anybody, like but I've got this really beautiful girl that I want to change from and will be better for.
And by the way, she seems like a really nice girl.
What's
Like,
her name again?
I don't know her name, but he's introduced her to me a couple times, and I don't really know her.
Is he
but
in
you
like
can-
your friendship group? Or?
No, absolutely not.
Just like-
I wanted to kill
Like
me for a minute ago.
Or is he from your school?
Yeah,
from my school, yeah.
Oh.
But-
Yeah, she was like you could tell that she was a good girl.
Yeah, and
And
like
you got to be a very patient person to be
oh,
like that.
for sure. And like he said something really smart, like way out of his emotional range. I was like, where the fuck did this come from? Because I didn't tell him about this, but he was like, I don't want to offload everything onto her because then I don't want it to like dampen the relationship and I don't want to like put too much on her.
That's what my boyfriend said to me.
And like when that came out of his mouth,
like
I was
how you-
floored because yeah, I didn't expect
That's
to hear that,
awesome.
and I was like, fuck, dude, you're on the right path. Like you'll be alright. You just gotta, you need to talk to someone.
Emotionally intelligent.
Yeah, you gotta work on this and.
Come to me.
Crazy, man. Crazy. And it's like that for some people. Like,
Yeah, one of my brother used to be like that. He'd get in a fight every time he was out. He used to be a bouncer because he was like this massive jock, stocky dude. Everyone was scared of him. He was like a bully at terrace.
A bully at terrace.
He
what
was,
does that even look like? Paint that picture. I don't see
he
it.
was like, he did, what's it called, like the best at, what's a rugby team?
First 15.
But it's because he was so angry.
So
And
was
that's how
he insecure or angry or a bit of both?
I think he was.
Well, everyone's insecure in something.
Everyone's insecure to some extent, but he was. That's how he would. Sort of. He would
Project.
project his anxiety, I guess.
Damn.
Anxiety.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But that was from my dad, actually.
That's crazy. Yeah. Like we were kind of talking about this before, me and Jacob. It's like our parents kind of have fucked us up a little bit, I think. Like,
Yeah.
And I think it comes out in the ways where we adopt some of their negative traits to cope with our, our emotional side of ourselves. Like, because when you're trying to figure out how to deal with your emotions, you look to the closest shit around you, and usually it's your parents for the most part.
Yeah.
I
And-
never want to be angry that my dad gets.
No,
Like, I
no.
am hot-tempered at times.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh
And
my
what's
god.
scary is that, like, I'm sure our parents have definitely said shit like this. Like, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like my mum.
Yeah.
And we can't really change it because, like, so I study psychology and it literally is embedded
Mhm.
from when we are born. And the hardest things are, the longer it's been, the longer it takes to, like, get
Yeah.
out of habits or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I think it's really important, like as a parent, or you got to be pretty secure in yourself, and you have to kind of have that stuff under wraps because you're gonna make a human, and you're gonna make him with what you got. You're not gonna go to the shop to buy more shit. You're gonna use what you have in the house first, and then when you
That's so true.
what?
That's so true.
Yeah, it is. Because then when you got money to go to the shops, the kid's already been made, so you're just adding onto the foundation. So you have to make sure your foundation is steady. Otherwise, you're gonna fuck that kid up, man.
I was watching, like,
It's too much pressure.
It is a lot of pressure. What does it look like moving forward in the future for our generation to have kids? That's fucking scary to
He's
think
right,
about.
man. Shut up.
Oh my god, just fuck him up with the iPad.
Yeah, like
my
my
little sister already.
Huh?
My little sister already.
How old is she?
She's 5.
Oh my god, bless.
So
How many
cute.
Little
sisters do you
baby.
have?
I have a 14-year-old half sister, 5-year-old. Oh no, 14-year-old full sister, 5-year-old half sister, a stepbrother and a stepsister.
So you remarried?
My mum never got married, but
Never got
my
married.
stepdad remarried.
Your stepdad remarried?
Mm-hmm.
You mean your dad remarried?
My mum?
Your dad?
No.
Oh no, my stepdad.
So is your
So,
mum? Your mum and your
I
stepdad
don't
married?
really know what remarried means then.
Wait,
Is your
I'm
mum?
thinking of my stepdad broke up with his ex-wife and then married my mum.
Right. Okay.
Your mum.
Yeah.
So who's your dad?
My dad left when I was 12, and I no longer associate with him.
So he's.
But he's not your.
My stepdad is not my biological dad.
Yeah.
Ah, right. Okay. Yeah.
But
And is your 14-year-old daughter?
daughter. Oh, she's doing well, thanks. I can pick her up soon actually.
Is your 14-year-old sister your
Full sister. Yeah, that's from my biological dad.
So he would have left. You could have been like 4 when he left it.
I was 12, so grade 7, and she was like, she would have been like 4 years old.
Next thing she can't open up.
Yeah.
You motherfucker. Studies psychology. She's coming on the podcast. Fucking trying to pick up Red's
I'm
part.
open up more though. Like, I'm
No,
getting.
I totally get it. I'm not
Yeah.
I've heard that a lot though.
What?
I've heard that a lot actually though. I'm not very open.
Mm.
He used to like tell me like,
Is your ex-girlfriend?
you literally have never really opened up.
Dude, but it was like we were talking about before. You didn't get it from your mum and you didn't get it from your dad and your
That's
stepdad. So
abandonment.
you've got you had no tools in your shed to be able to do any work. You know what I mean? Like you couldn't open up if you
It's
wanted
true.
to
My mum
because
didn't open up with me, so
you had to learn that how to do that. And
Mm.
and like you said, like if you haven't spoken to anybody professionally, how the fuck are you gonna learn how to do it? You know,
So true.
you're gonna just have a go, and sometimes it takes a lot longer when you just have a go. You know
And
what I mean?
I feel so empowered, like beginning to do it.
Yeah, but dude, it's awesome. Like
Such a nice feeling.
it feels really good being like getting to a point where you can finally go, oh fuck, I'm helping myself. Like I'm getting a little bit better at this.
Yeah, I'm
That's really cool. That's really awesome.
It's hard though as well. Like,
It's so hard.
Like,
Oh, absolutely.
Like, oh, it's so painful.
Zach was. I've only just like been seeing Zach like a month or so now, and he was like, "This one should be more like."
By the way, Zach seems like a really good guy.
He is
Like,
really good.
I haven't
Yeah.
even spoken
Apart
to
from
him.
breaking my bum hole, did you guys hear that story?
breaking your bum.
What?
Yeah.
Breaking your
Oh,
Oh, the
bum hole?
blood.
Excuse
What?
me?
The blood.
I'm mistaking it for something else.
Okay. Oh, okay. No, I was saying something else. Then we go on to a different tangent. Oh no, he was like, "Oh, like I really want you to be like more open," and I'm like, "I cannot."
Dude, you know what's really important? Because that's how I was a little bit in my last relationship as well. I was constantly looking for that validation, and it just
Yeah.
it's because you never really get it. Like it's only now until you look back and you're like, I never really got that. So I got a little bit from her, and I just held on for dear life, squeezing like the titties, like give me more milk, like just doing that. And it's hard
Literally.
because like I think especially when you're not that type of person that is where it's easy for you to constantly do that, and you're being
My family's
asked.
not like very open.
Well,
I'm probably the like most
that was like my ex
communicative.
as well. She wasn't very open, so like
Mm.
I was dipping in the wrong well basically for what I was looking for, and it just wasn't translating well. And then obviously there was like the other element of like I didn't have any other avenues to help me get that validation, and I wasn't looking in for it either. Which is
No,
Yeah.
no.
no, but I understand. Like you,
I'm not gonna make myself vulnerable to
4
you.
years.
yeah.
4 years later.
4 years later. We can be official now.
I was wondering.
yeah. No, well, I was gonna say like, what's your opinion on the whole the love stuff, man? Like, where are you at with being in love? And like, you've obviously experienced it, I would say. So,
I don't know.
What does it look like from your past, present, and future? Like, start at the beginning. What was it like for you then, and how do you think you've grown with it as a person to where you are now?
God.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Do you mean like what growing up and?
Yeah. Well, how has love changed with you as a person? Like, what's your experience been like?
I think I didn't truly love my boyfriend, but I.
Yeah, Jacob, could you get me a glass? Fill of water.
What is that?
Yes. No, I don't want to.
Water?
Yeah, just some water. No, cool. If you could, mate.
It's green tea. Do you want some?
Green.
It's fucking red.
It's just tea. Some tea.
Are you drinking our tea?
Well, I actually guys. She did. I promise.
And so I could have your bread as well.
I promise.
But yeah, anyway, that's
I'm
really.
just joking. Oh, it's too deep. What's the question?
What was what was love like for you way back when? What's your experience been like?
How way back?
Well, just like, I think sorry, to ask the question a little bit better, it's like, more so, how do you see love now at your age, based on all of your experiences, past, present, and then like in the future, what do you think it's going to look like for you?
Well, I think my problem is that I love people really too quickly.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's a pretty common problem for most people.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Love people
falling in
too
love too
quickly.
easily.
Like, I just love anyone. Like, I just love a person.
Dude, that's made me so happy that you said that, because every girl I ever talk to, I fall in love with immediately.
But the thing is, it's not as
The girl
good
does.
as it first looks.
Yeah, that's
No, but it's not even about their
This is
relationship. Like,
That's yours.
Yeah, thanks, man.
it's not about the relationship thing. Like let's forget that. Like, just a person, and like watching their mannerisms and their
Like people.
just people. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. There's so much in all
I don't know. I
this.
just like anyone that's genuine.
We all have so much worth.
And everyone's so different, which I I love to like
Yeah.
look at it.
Yeah, I really like to talk to people as well, like, and get to know them. I just like making friends, I think. I think it's fun, it's cool, and it's interesting. Alright, let me rephrase the question then, if that's the case.
Yeah, it's too much.
What do you think love is right now, your current state? You think you get it? You think you like, you know when you see it, kind of thing? Like, how do you feel about it?
This all relates to my mother. I don't want to talk about it.
Well, it's completely up to you. Like, we don't have to talk. We can talk about other things as well.
I think I was in love with my mother. Not in a sexual way.
No. That's
Sexy babe.
actually, you know what? That's dude. This is a very unique answer,
Yeah.
because everyone I've asked about it talks about the opposite sex and romantic love. Like, never thought about it this way before. But yeah, that's interesting, because that's a different kind of love too.
The
Right?
family dynamic was fucked towards the end. So I was sick. I got really sick, and that kind of screwed up my parents' relationship, because they had a sick child, and I was critically ill. Like, I was on my deathbed, sort of thing.
Oh shit, man.
And so for them it was really stressful, and they would just fight all the time, and they were already struggling in their relationship. And then literally as soon as I got better, my mum had breast cancer, and then again it was a stressful environment. So this is like 6 years of like stressful environment. Actually no, maybe 5, I don't know. So, and I was just really close to mum because she looked after me, and then I looked after her. So then it was like it was a really weird dynamic. Like, Dad asked me to this day, he's like, "Do you think your mum loved me?" And I'm like, "Yes."
Damn.
Because
Damn.
mum would talk to me, because
That's really cute.
yeah, he is really cute. But he's so unvalidated in that way. He's like, "I could have done better." Like, he could have 100%, but
Yeah.
We were just discussing like the whole validation thing, like how we go into a relationship just looking for that validation, not being yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you mean not being yourself?
Oh, like it's like.
An example I had was like going shopping. I wouldn't shop for what I
Yeah.
liked, like
You talk about
clothes.
people like-
I shopped for like what she liked on me.
You
And I was
live
like-
for her validation, basically.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
her idea of you was like what you then adopted as yourself, and then like live through that.
That's so sad.
It is.
It is
fucking
sad.
It's awfully sad.
You
It's
just wanna
really
please her,
sucks.
that's
Yeah,
all.
you just want
Yeah.
to. Because you're
It's all about pleasing people. I know.
Yeah.
It's so tiresome.
And what we were talking about as well, like that, I think for me to get into another relationship, it's going to be a really long time, because I'm too scared to let that happen again, because I don't know how to stop that from happening. I haven't learned how to do it yet.
Well, now you know, like I think you have more awareness
Well,
of
yeah,
it.
I've got more awareness, but I don't trust myself to not do it again.
No,
Yeah,
I agree.
true.
Absolutely not. Not
Zach
at
wants,
this stage.
Zach wants to be like fully like in a relationship, like date like my boyfriend, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Oh, like the title and stuff.
The title.
Yeah.
I'm like, bruh, relax.
Relax, man.
No, but and he'll like
Yeah.
with my other boyfriend. My mum had just died, so I had kind of like latched onto him, and like I felt bad for him. Like, I fully was like, just needed stability, I guess.
Right.
I just don't want to ever be like that ever again. Like, I feel like I lost myself. I was just
Yeah.
depressed
Oh,
basically,
wow.
so I didn't go out and like hang out with my friends.
Welcome to the club.
We're all depressed.
So incredibly sad.
My friend goes, "Oh, it's okay. He was depressed." I'm, bitch,
Ugh.
welcome.
God.
Don't make it a bad time for everyone. Hide that shit.
Bury that shit deep, you know, like everyone else.
Just say,
Exactly.
I'm good. How are you? Oh, excellent. Absolutely
Mine
excellent.
is, I am absolutely fabulous.
Fucking lying straight through your
You know when someone says that, you know when someone says they're
Yeah,
good,
not-
they're lying.
They're not
They're not having a good
I
time.
know. I hate that word. Like, how are you?
Fuck you.
Don't
That's how
ask
I
me
am.
that. At times
Yeah.
when I'm done, I'm like, why did you ask me that? Fuck. Fuck you.
I ask people that, but then I'm like, I kind of regret
Yeah, I was
asking
like,
you
I
that.
actually wish
I don't really want to ask you that.
It's sincere, but
Yeah.
it's also like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's
You
like,
do give a fuck though, I don't know.
I'm just gonna start saying hi.
yeah.
Hello.
No, but you want to know how they are.
Oh, well, some people, but some people I
Some
don't.
people are
Yeah.
No,
See,
yeah.
I always do, and then I want to have a DNA with them, and they're like, maybe we should catch up for coffee. You know how girls always say,
Yeah.
"Let's
Let's
for
catch up.
coffee."
That's.
And then I'm like,
Let's not catch up.
yeah, like don't say that to me because I'm generally, I'm gonna be like, okay, do you want to catch up with me? Then
I'm the kind of person where I'm like, hey, you want to hang out? And they'll be like, yeah. I'll like want to follow through with that. And
yeah,
And, yeah, it's hard sometimes when we go out as well. Like, shit like that happens all the time.
I know. It's like, oh, we're gonna catch up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, we're not gonna catch up.
We're not ever going to. Why do we keep doing this to ourselves?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's hard. I think, like, especially I'm pretty like not ready for another relationship at all because I just don't know how to. You know, similar to what I was asking you. The reason why I was asking you is because when it comes to love, I have no fucking clue anymore, man. Like, I have no idea what it even is.
Yeah.
Like, I look back at the times when I thought
I
I was
overthink
in
it
love.
way too much as well, and I think you do too.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Because I don't know, it's not like all the other emotions, and it fucking like it affects me a lot more than the other emotions. So I think about it differently, and then
Yeah.
that in turn involves thinking about it more. And then
Yeah.
I think the worst thing to do about it is think about it and not talk to anybody about it because
That's how you get depressed.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
what I'm with Emily. Like she's like depressed, and I'm like not doesn't have depression, but like you go down this path
Yeah,
and you don't talk.
yeah.
That's how you get depressed.
And like it's therapeutic to listen and get and hear other people's experiences and take from what they say and apply it to yourself. That's kind of like what this really is all about.
For
Like,
you, yeah.
well,
Yeah,
for me,
that's
this is like a massive therapy session for me with all of my closest friends and people that want to be a part of it. Like, thank you for talking to me. Like I said to Jacob
I love
just
this.
now, like I have known him for almost 8 years, and I learned more in the last 2 hours in 8 years because we fucking sat down and just literally forced to talk about stuff that was on our mind, and I like it. Like it helps me, even if
I
No one
literally that's
listens.
the purpose
It
I
helps
feel
me.
like of living. Like it's just like this shit. Maybe I should do a podcast. Like I always think like why you're recording it, but like to have it's like a D&M I'd
another
say.
thing too, like this, I was saying to him before as well. Like we got Snapchat memories of like
I
5
love
years
my
ago.
Snapchat, yeah.
Like that's fucking crazy. Like these conversations, the way my brain works now, the things, the thought process. In a couple of years, it'd be cool to like come back and look at this
it,
and
yeah.
see what my life
Yeah.
is like and see how far I've grown as a person. That's kind of what because like it's a catalog. It's like a photo. Like you print out a photo to keep it. This is a conversation that is important to me. Like this is important to me now. Like last week when I did it with Trav, I fucking forgot everything immediately while I was editing it. I just watched it because I was like, oh fuck, okay, cool. Like we talked about some pretty cool stuff here, and yeah, I think if this is what it's going to take to have meaningful conversations with my friends, then I
Because I
think
always
it's
want to do
worth
it at parties, but like then people are
Yeah,
like,
because
don't do that.
You don't want to like null the vibe or anything
No,
like that. So,
but I always do. Like when
but it happens. Like it
I
happens.
do it selfishly as well. Like I do it because that's what I feel like my purpose is. Like it actually makes me so happy.
To talk about shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
dude,
like real
I
shit,
completely
you know.
understand.
I can't deal with
Understand.
like small talk.
No, it's
It's very hard.
It's very
but
hard.
I feel like it's like I
It's-
heard somewhere that's a skill you need.
Hey, yeah, exactly.
It's yours.
Yeah, what's the time? Push the.
I'll tell you my bumhole story and then I'll leave.
Huh?
I'll tell you my bumhole story and
Oh,
then I'll leave. So I went to pick up Emily, and she just went to one of Maddie's 21st or whatever, and because Tom was meant to come down but he didn't, so she was like sad, and I was like, go do this. And then I picked up Zach from his party as well because I had babysitting,
Yeah.
and so I was sober, and I finished at 12, and I was like, oh, I might as well go pick you guys up, free Uber, like whatever. So I got home, and so they were both drunk. And then Emily went straight to bed because she had work at 4 a.m. And Zach and I were having sex. And he goes to pick me up. And so he's picking me up, like holding my bum cheeks. And goes,
Oh my god, what?
Oh my fuck.
so hard that it ripped.
Oh my.
So that's what I was right about, that the blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy.
What do you think? Where do you have this blood?
Fuck. I think it was
Yeah, I don't care. I literally showed the girls. It's like in between the arsehole and the vagina, like that middle bit.
Oh my god.
I literally showing all the girls that.
there's just
felons.
one.
So I was like, well, yeah. It was literally just from his pressure going, and I went.
Why would he do that?
Well, sober, he is quite like aggressive, and I just never told him. Like normally, I am very communicative. I'm like, don't do that, do that. Well, it was my fault really, but so he was drunk. So like I think it all exacerbated like.
Yeah. Okay.
So and when you're holding someone, if you think about it like that,
True.
and then you go to, and his hands were so close, like.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh god.
And I didn't know what to do.
Ambulance?
Huh?
I heard ambulance. No?
Oh yeah.
Ambulance.
Well, so I'm getting there. So
Okay.
I had to go to
Sorry, Jesus.
Let her finish me.
I was like, I'm fine. I was just like, I'm fine. And I was like, okay, something's not right. Because I had like adrenaline or whatever. And I was like, okay. I went to the toilet and I was like, this isn't my period. And I was like, oh.
Oh.
And then Zach was drunk. He's like, I'm going to drive us. Don't worry. I'm so sorry. I'm like, Zach, shut up. So then I called the ambulance, but I was in like extreme pain, and then the ambulance didn't know how bad, because you know when you have a baby, it's quite common for that whole thing to be ripped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and you can bleed out, so the doctors do it straight away. So they didn't know
My
how
mum
bad.
told me.
Huh?
My mum
Yeah.
told me.
Oh,
But the doctors do it like that, because otherwise you die.
shit.
So but the ambulance obviously didn't know, and we didn't know how big the rip was, because it was just gushing blood.
Oh shit.
So then Zach has to put his hand, just hold it in there to stop the blood. So to keep pressure. Because they're like, you have to keep pressure, otherwise you'll bleed out. And then Emily.
He's just like jacking off.
Can you imagine? His hand literally went numb. It was like, and then so Emily
He's just
came
like,
in.
fuck it.
Yeah.
Christ.
Can you imagine? I would be like.
Oh my god. So yeah.
But then we had to call Emily because Purdy, my cat, was like just chilling next to me. And she was just like, "What's up?"
God. Oh
Um,
my god.
We had to call Emily anyway. So Emily comes in and just Zach's whole hand up my arsehole basically, and she starts laughing, and I'm like, because I just said, I'm like,
Dude.
and then they took like years. They took like no, they didn't. They took like an hour or so, and I was like, this is so bad. And then I got this green whistle.
Fuck
Nice.
yeah. What is that? It's like that synthetic heroin or whatever it is. In the green. Yeah, in the green whistle. That's
Is that
it.
heroin?
I think it's
It's not as like potent, but it's the same chemical that it. I think it's not like.
We all need
I think it's a slower. Not slow. I think it's.
going 10 minutes.
amphetamine.
Yeah, it's something like
Yeah,
it's the
yeah,
same
yeah.
process, but if they
It's
keep
not like weed, is it?
processing it, you get. the
It's
heroin.
definitely not weed.
Okay.
No, it's
Why did
something
you
else.
say that?
Emily said that because she just wants me to do weed with her, and weed
No,
is
because
just.
it's a pain like reductant, so like it's way.
I was like a
worse.
bit like sad because I was like, oh, I can get drunk and like because it's the weekend or whatever. But I was
And then
like,
you got to get
this is the and apparently it was hilarious. I was like, you can look at my booty.
Oh my god.
The ladies were like, oh, can we just like have a look down there? And I was like, absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah, baby. No, I wasn't. I would say
Start
that.
twerking.
I would say that in general, but I think it was just funny. And then I kept like going when they weren't looking. Like, it's so good. It was so good. Holy fuck.
Yeah, it's cool. That.
It was as high as a kite. It was the best.
I thought it was Darth Vader when I had it because I was like stuck in it and I was like.
Start
was like
picking
to-
up people.
Yeah, I was like to the lady, I was like, give me more whistle. You will give me more whistle. I was fucking off my tits, man. It was awesome. Just a fraction of that.
Yeah, and then it left so
Not
quickly.
showing her using the force.
No,
obviously. Just had to.
Just in the ambulance while it's driving. They're like, stop the fucking car.
Dude, that's so. Hold on. Are you okay now? Like,
Yeah.
everything? Did they have to stitch you up? Like,
No, it wasn't that bad.
oh god, that's good.
The photos are terrible.
Oh my fucking god, I can't do blood in the slightest at all. I have the lowest pain threshold of any human to ever exist. I'd fucking die, and if I was Zach in that situation, yeah, he'd probably be dead, because I would pass the fuck out. I wouldn't be able to.
Actually.
What? Full serious.
Yeah, I don't like blood
Shit.
either.
I can't deal with it at all. Like, if I get even a
Blood.
slight cut on me, like this, there's a little scar
Don't
here.
get your period.
Oh,
Yeah.
I fucking hope not. But like this little scar here, when that happened, it just was squirting blood. Put my hand like this, and then I just fucking clocked out. It was so
What
bad.
happened to me? Have you guys been to like the Mecca races?
Oh no.
No, never actually.
Oh, don't go. So bad.
Why not have to tell me? I'm not going there.
I was wearing like a dress that I felt very uncomfortable in because I wasn't used to like, didn't want to like show off. I never like really show off my
Show
body.
too much.
Yeah, but I was like, I looked really good in this dress and I was like full like down tight. Anyway, so and then I cut my I was just walking. I had 0 drinks yet. Walking and I cut my foot through my heel on a beer can and
Wow.
it sliced it
Oh,
beautifully. And there was so much
Nice
blood.
little fillet.
So you've never been, have you?
No.
There's this massive staircase, like couple of stairs, like and I just passed out on the stairs, and these stairs are packed, like boys and girls
Oh, come
up and
on.
down, and I'm there, like, but like trying to hold my top as well, like.
Don't look.
And the ambulance came, and I just passed out, like.
Holy shit.
And I kept going like.
Dude. Fuck
Oh,
that.
funny.
No, I couldn't. I can't with blood. It's the worst. I need to get better at it, but I don't know how to get better at it because every time, like, I got another cut a couple of weeks ago on my leg here, really bad gash. Like, I almost needed stitches, but I got away with not having. I just had to like bandage it super tight because every time I would walk, it would just split and just. Holy fuck! When it happened, I was like walking on steel, and I was like, oh fuck! Like I bit my tongue. I was like, you have to make it to the fucking shed because if you fall here, you're gonna impale yourself and
Oh
die.
my
I was
God.
like, fuck! And I got to the shed, and I was like, Dad, I need you to fucking, and then just boom, like it was just fucking awful every time, man.
That's so
And
interesting.
he was like, the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what
Be a man.
yeah, he's like, he's literally just like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, I don't want to be like this. I don't know how to change. And I don't. Like, it sucks, man. Like, every time I get hurt, and that's a thing, I hate getting hurt purely because I'm like, how is this going to, like,
How am I gonna be like?
yeah, how am I going to be like after this? Like, when I got my ears pierced, oh my fucking god.
Really?
Dude, yeah, when I got my ears pierced, I had to sit there for a little bit longer.
I need one of those. Fuck me.
Fuck that.
Dude.
Oh, when I was
Holy
taking the
shit.
Zach, because I'm very like comfortable in my body, like well, I am now, but I was like, Zach, you gotta take a photo because I love like gross stuff. I did nursing, so like I do love all that kind of
Shit
shit.
piece.
Yeah. I was like, Zach.
Shouldn't be.
Well, my job, like I
piece.
literally have just been cleaning up poo. Like I should probably shower right now, but
You were just cleaning up poo just then.
yeah, that's my job.
Mm.
Well, no, I'm a carer, but she
Yeah.
likes to poo her pants.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's another.
It's okay though, because I love it.
I love that. She's got a stoma bag and she just leaves it off. I can show you a photo. Can I show you a photo?
Ooh, what's that, Veronica? Onion?
Can you pass me my phone? You got this. You got this. Thanks, mate.
Gee.
Who's trying to call me? That's my name. But yeah, man, this has been pretty fun. 2 hours and a bit. It's a long conversation, man. A lot of shit.
Good combo.
Very, very good. I'll have to cut some of that stuff because yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Because we've brought up people.
Yeah, oh, yeah, totally. I think the last half an hour is just not usable, but
This will never go on recording.
you'll never see. No, you will never get this.
Should we make like an intro sound?
What do you mean?
Do. Anthony Carbone live. Welcome. Let's start it. Let's
Hey.
go.
Hey, welcome to the show. Welcome back to 4 Eyes Podcast. Thank you very much for listening. Today I've got a few guests with me. I've got Jacob and I've got Taylor. So thank you very much. Enjoy. We talk about a lot of nonsense. Thank you. Nah, I do it in post. I fucking sort it out. I get in my shower and I'm like, welcome to the Rise Podcast.
You hear like the
Fucking
scrubbing.
Dude, the shower we have at home, it's fucked. Like,
Really
it's one of it's really good, but it's like an old school one. So like, it's when you turn the tap on downstairs, the fucking water just goes to 1,000,000 degrees. So I was like having a shower the other night before I came here, and my mum was decided to just wash something in the and I was like mid shampoo, and this fucking boiling hot stream of lava, and I'm just like, ah! In the fucking shower. I'm literally like, ah, what the fuck? And then because it's downstairs, I like fucking pull the curtain. I'm like, stop, turn the fucking water off. What the fuck are you guys doing? And she's like, what? What? I'm like, turn the fucking water off.
Typical.
Fucking stop.
What?
I can't hear you.
Calm
I'm
down
fucking
here.
washing the dishes. Oh, it's bad. It's really bad. I hate it the most. I think that's the worst part about living in an old house is that. But yeah, no, this was pretty good, man. Thanks for talking to me. Thanks for
I'm happy.
opening up
I
a little
did
bit.
this.
Yeah.
We did this.
Yeah, I'm happy we did this too. It started out as a mic test, but it turned into something else, and I'm really glad that we got the chance to do this. Thanks for making the time, man. I appreciate it. Come on the show again. Come on the show again. Yeah, we'll talk. We'll unpack some more stuff. I reckon.
More
I reckon.
people.
Yeah, I think so too.
Imagine like a podcast with like, I don't know.
I like
4 people.
I like the idea of like interchanging guests to like coming and going like throughout. Like
Honestly, yeah.
I think that's really cool.
Dude,
Like
you could set one up at the party.
yeah, I would love
And then you
to
get,
and just
like,
have like a few
maybe,
people
like,
coming
a-
through.
So like
Yeah.
you can kind of like keep the door half open.
Yeah, and have people just like come in and come in and out, and like even
That'd be sick.
Yeah,
Just
would be-
drunk.
yeah, drunk as fuck off their tits. Wait, what do you
That's
got to
actually
say?
good
What do you
idea.
got to say about tonight? Like,
Yeah. How are you?
yeah, how how are you?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, good
thank
mate,
you.
fantastic, absolutely bloody lovely.
Absolutely. Great to be alive.
Yeah, I think I was talking to Kara about it too. I think we're gonna get like his camera involved next time, so it's like nice
Yeah.
video quality, because that'd be really cool too. Like
Because
being able to watch it.
it
You know?
makes it like, it makes it complete when you see
Yeah,
someone's face.
exactly. Their
move.
expressions and the way that they. Yeah, there's a, you know, when you're listening to something like audibly, it's you're not getting the full story. I think, like, especially when you're talking about like the stuff that we spoke about today, it's important to be able to see how people talk through those emotions, because then it helps you better understand how those people are feeling without them actually saying it.
And you know, like the unsaid, like facial communication.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I think it's important too to see like the people talking to each other, how they interact as well. Like, you know, because I think,
These are sick mics, by the way.
dude, I got it from Kmart. They were $40 each.
They look professional.
Yeah, they're actually called professional gaming mics. That's what this is. But the audio quality it comes through pretty good. Like, I'm pretty impressed with this. So
They're sturdy.
yeah, they like, I'm gonna put like a little stick on it, but like you can move it around and just like it works pretty good. I'm interested to see how it comes out. So, but yeah, no, it's been an absolute mission to get this shit to work, but finally. But yeah. Anyway, man, thanks for coming on the show.
Pleasure.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Pleasure.
See you soon. All right.
See you after this.
After this, yeah. All right. Thanks for listening. Bye.